rustling in the bushes. It's Rico, coming back to haunt the town that did him wrongs. Forever, and ever. Well, I'd tell her like bored or something, but till I find something better to do, and I wouldn't count on it. My lanterns out, it's a full moon's tonight. I'm not like a werewolf or anything, but it's extra spooky's out. And I've got my machete and my enchanted bow, so you better run, bro. Run, 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 run. Everybody run, 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 run. Everybody run, 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 run. Everybody run, 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 run. I'm gonna get ya, 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 You've heard of Michael Myers, you've heard of Freddy's, you've heard of Jason's, even the leprechaun guys. But none can match the evil that is Psycho Rico. Everybody gonna drop. I won't stop. Gonna drop. I won't stop. Everybody gonna drop. I won't stop. I won't stop. No, no. I'm gonna drop, 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 drop. I'm gonna drop, 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 drop. Won't stop, drop, 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 drop. I'm gonna drop, 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 drop. Won't stop, won't stop, I'm gonna drop. Psycho Rico. Psycho Rico. It's Psycho Rico. Yeah. Psycho Rico.
Say, Eric, do you like fish sticks? Yeah? You like putting fish sticks in your mouth? Yeah? Well, what are you, Eric? A gay fish?
You better sleep with one eye open, so that the other one's gonna have a machete in it.
You like Krabby Patties, don't you, Squidward?
I do. I really do. Alright, before we do that same song again. Uh-oh. Too many things at once. There we go. Alright, well, we might as well do the only Rico theme. Rex, get your booty on the Discord. We've got some no capping to do with Isaac Kappy. Let's do it.
It's Rico Sleaze and I'm here to take overs. All your TVs while you treat your hangovers. If you're like Rico, you don't ever stay sober. Suck my PP if you's a hating ass posers. Born as an orphan's got no parents. Raised by nuns to none of them that could bear it. Had the energy of a cracked out ferret. Put that in the crimes that the shoe fits where it went from rags to riches. Bitches did it all my ways. From lowly criminals to limos in the driveways. Put on my cheetah suit and headed on the highways. I do the whoopty on a nigga down with my days. It's the king is sleazy. Many tried to repeat me, but they could never beat me. Some too easy and too cheesy. Rico is easy breezy and beautiful like a cover girl. Yeah. It's only Rico TV. He do whatever he please. He's bringing all the sleaze and that's a guarantee. The coolest channel you've seen, spraying you out with the streams. If you don't like it, you can suck on my PP. It's only Rico TV. He do whatever he please. He's bringing all the sleaze and that's a guarantee. The coolest channel you've seen, spraying you out with the streams. If you don't like it, you can suck on my PP. Humble beginnings off the streets of Los Santos. Succeedings in my genes just as Pancho. As my ancestor from the cowboy times. Made the movies about his lives you can watch online. We go on many, many ventures. Always coming up with new ways to make cash and ways to make it fast. He let the first hatch the day he met only logins. They use this platform to shift Rico's focus on becoming famous big star actors and music managers. The birth of a new chapters in Rico's lives. Now he's live behind the mics, singing karaoke or gaming up the nights. Straight from the 80s, baby's gotta keep it retro. Look no further, you're not tuned into the best bros. Ain't no other channel cool as this. I looked on Twitch and found nothing but shit. So let me tell you, Rico's next, bros. It's only Rico TV. He do whatever he please. He's bringing all the sleaze, and that's a guarantee. The coolest channel you've seen, spraying you out with the streams. If you don't like it, you can suck on my PP. It's only Rico TV. He do whatever he please. He's bringing all the sleaze, and that's a guarantee. The coolest channel you've seen, spraying you out with the streams. If you don't like it, you can suck on my PP. TV, he do whatever he please. He's bringing all the sleaze, and that's a guarantee. The coolest channel you've seen, spraying you out with the streams. If you don't like it, you can suck on my feet.
Goddamn, what an intro, man. What an intro, right? I haven't seen this video in quite a while. That was made Rico remember how many fun times he had on streams. I forget about all the things I've done because my short-term memory is crazy now, you know? Starting to get it back. Rico's been laying off the dope, you know? Gotta stay sharp out here, you know? Gotta stay as sober as I can when the world's full of fucking elite pedophiles running the fucking around, you know? Gotta watch out, and they're trying to put their psyops on you left and right. You can't just be doping yourself out every day like Rico used to, you know, to cope with it. This is how he copes now. He exposes the shit, bro. He lets everybody else in on his horrible nightmares that he has every night about this shit, you know? That's what we do around here. Welcome to Only Rico TV. In my new series called ConspiraSleaze, where Rico goes through his favorite conspiracies. Some may not know, I was a big conspiracy guy ever since I was a child, dude. I just always felt there's something off about these realities, the so-called realities that we all live in. And now that, you know, the big motivator was these Epstein file drops, pretty much proved half of the fucking conspiracies I believed in were truths. And I figured what better time to start getting on the conspiracy train, to finally speak up about it, raise my voice, become one of the few people still talking about this shit. Well, now everybody's talking about it. See? It's so normalized now. You know, I'm just gonna be one of the many's around here, you know? Now it's like status quo. It wasn't so cool to be a conspiracy theorist a couple fucking years ago. But now that we all figured out that they were right, you know, it's vindicating. but at the same time, it's terrifying. So let's be terrified together, huh? So this series is basically my refresher course, you know? After all the years of doping myself, I had to really start to remember all these things that are still locked inside Rico's brain. All these freaking conspiracies are just, they're in here, but you got to jog the memories, right? There's so many little ones there's so many ones over the years that, you know, some are still bullshit. There's still some very big bullshits out there, right? Some are very valid, but just aren't talked about anymore. Well, it's kind of, you know, not just helping the truth get out there for maybe you and me's, but it's also helping Rico refresh his memories about what's true, what's real, what's not. We're gonna get to the bottom of it. We got the good one here today, dude. First we're gonna start off light. Just gonna scroll through some Instagram stuff. It's predictive programming. The algorithms already caught on to what I wanted to do today. I've already got a few Isaac Kappy videos. It was crazy, Rex. That was the topic I picked, and sure enough, somebody's listening to me. The government's listening to me because they gave me a few Isaac Kappy videos on Instagram right away that we can go check out as an appetizer before we decide to watch a couple of videos. Not sure how long the videos are going to be or how long we're going to watch of each one. But there's one for sure that I know I trust this guy. His name is DJ Petrovski. He makes a YouTube channel called Sobering Stories. He does great deep dives. He was the dude that did the Michael Jackson thing, Rex. Welcome in, Rex. Please join the Discord so we can discuss this shit. Just have my little co-host. That'd be great. Someone to talk about this shit too. There he is. Hello. That's my guy. Everybody welcome Mr. Rex to the show. Hi, Mr. Rex. You know, I'm really glad their name is Mr. X because I call everybody Mr. Stuff, right? Because I suck with names. There's Mr. Rock, there's Mr. Pints, and yours already Mr. X, so I'm not even like shortening your name. You're the only name I actually remember, so congratulations. I'm gonna give you a clap.
That's good to hear. I'm glad.
Good. I'm gonna adjust your microphones here. Just make sure we're all leveled out. I think I got you coming in too hot. So there we go. There's a clap. Thank you.
I have a fan blowing in the background. If it's pulling too much background noise, let me know.
No, good for now. You're good for now. I've got Logan's taught me a few editing tricks. I've got noise gate on you, compressors, all the fun stuff. So we should be good.
Okay, cool.
We just both sound loud right now because we have no background noise, but that'll soon be changed anyhow. All right, so Mr. Rex, do you know anything about Isaac Kappy?
Nothing.
Nothing. Oh, beautiful. This is gonna be great. I'm gonna blow your
Taking my
freaking balls
virginity.
off. I'm taking your Kappy virginity, bro. Well, to give you the spark notes of what Rico can remember, this all started from this guy was like a C-list kind of celebrity comedian. I think he wrote for a lot of television and stuff like that. But basically, this guy was a young comedian getting up in the game, right? Starting to rub shoulders with the rich and famous. And one person he befriended was Seth Green. You know Seth Green?
Yes, definitely.
He's on Austin Powers.
Robot Chicken.
Created a Robot Chicken, and you're gonna realize why he named it Robot Chicken pretty soon. It's pretty fucked up, but yeah, I'm gonna ruin the Robot Chicken for you. I'm sorry in advance. Hold on one second. Discord. Oh, you are coming in the mono. We're good. Yeah. So, anyways, basically, Seth Green kind of let the cat out of the bag because he was becoming good friends with Isaac Kappy and was making some off-color jokes about. Basically, showed him a basement, and he's like, "This is where I keep the children." And Kappy's like, "Funny, what?" And then he was talking about chicken. And chicken, apparently, we found out through those Hillary Clinton email leaks. You remember those? That's where Pizzagate started. Well, chicken.
Okay.
Chicken is also code for child. It's another code word, like pizza or whatever. So he talked about chicken. And yeah, and Kappy couldn't handle it. And then he just started going on like social medias. He was doing live streams, basically exposing the Hollywood pedophile cult before it was cool in the mainstream. So he started with Seth Green's, and then he went Tom Hanks, and he names a lot of names. We're gonna go through it, but I think this would be a good starting place. We actually got something recommended right here. So
The higher you go, the more sick it gets.
This
Here
guy.
it is cannibals. Yeah, there is cannibalism.
Can you hear it
Look
okay?
into Marina Abramovich. If you're just getting started with this stuff,
Maybe if I listen through your stream, because I can only hear it. It sounds like a background echo.
And associated with many famous celebrities.
okay, let me pause it quick then. Trying to turn it up a little bit. You can't hear it through the Discord very well.
Mm-mm.
Damn. Just wondering how that works.
Oh, you may have not shared to me your. It's a specific setting that you have to click on.
Share stream audio. It's on. It does kind of sound like shitty audio.
Oh, okay.
Not gonna lie.
Okay. Push play again. Maybe it's because I didn't have your actual screen open.
Okay. Here we go.
It's clear as day that what she is doing is
Sounds like a
satanic, but
phone.
She calls it performance art. She hosts these parties where they do mock human sacrifices. She is also
Yeah, I can hear it now. It's a little low, but I can hear it.
Okay.
It's an
I'll
occult
turn it up a
ancient
little bit.
ritual where she mixes together these ingredients such as sperm and breast milk. After she is done with that, she throws it on what looks like a mock child.
This Abramovich lady's crazy. She's creepy. That was his dead man switch. Oh yeah, we got the. I didn't even tell you the end of the story where he dies.
Watch this video.
I'll tell you the end of the story. I don't want to give you too much away, but basically he exposes all these. Tom Hanks was one that he was really like really adamant about, and Tom Hanks does this weird thing on Instagrams where he would like take pictures of like one glove or one shoe on the side of the road, all this kind of shit, weird stuff, and then to have weird quotes. I don't know. He's a weird guy, right? And
Right.
basically, one of Isaac Kappy's last streams, it was really weird. It looked like he was being held hostage, saying that he did something really bad. He said too much or did something that he can't recover for. He's a bad person. But it looked like somebody was in the room with him, like telling him what to say. And
Okay.
he ends up throwing himself off a bridge, off of Route 66, I believe. And that very same day, Tom Hanks makes a post on that same highway with like the one glove or something on the side of the road. And he said something very cryptic. I can't remember what he said, but it said something very cryptic that kind of alluded to this whole story. And it was very weird coincidence. And they said he just went crazy and he jumped off a bridge. But I think somebody threw his ass off a bridge.
You said it was called Highway 66?
Yeah, I think it was Route 66. That's in Cali, right?
Maybe. It depends on what part, because if it's not LA, I wouldn't necessarily know.
Well, I think that whatever we're gonna watch later today, we'll probably go through that part anyhow. But yeah, pretty weird. But I got really deep on this one day, dude, because I watched the fucking. We don't have the time to do this other video I watched about it. Not too recently, like about last year. Somebody came out and like said that they knew Isaac Kappy. This lady, she's just kind of a normal person, not like a celebrity, nothing. She was with Kappy for the last months of his life. Kind of like when he was hiding out. He was basically like hiding out. And this lady was like taking care of him. And she vouches for his story. Like confirms all of it. She doesn't think that he was unalive-sidal. I don't know what we say here in Twitch. But she basically didn't think that he had it in him to take his own life. And he was really worried about somebody coming to get him. And through that website or through that YouTube video, they said that I got curious. They said there's literally photos of his dead body on the internet still. So I did some searching And when I looked at this shit, dude, right away I was grossed out because I'm like, oh, it's a dead body. But then I just kept looking at it, and I'm like, you ever get that gut feeling that you're not looking at something real?
Yeah.
Because we've been watching too much AIs.
Right.
Oh,
Well,
see, look at
now
that.
like I get
Certain links.
defaked all the time.
Look at that. But yeah, it looked like it was weird. Even the lady was pointing that out too. She thought it was suspect too. It looked like his hair was all messed up, like almost like he was laying on his side. Like it was like a side photo. Like it was an altered photo. He might have been dead,
Yeah.
but maybe not on the highway. And then there was this other conflicting evidence where somebody said they put like a trucker said that he ran over the body by accident on the highway because somebody put a box over him. So you couldn't see that it was him under this box, and he ran over the box. So there's a lot of conflicting evidence, but when I looked at this dead body, it didn't, to Rico, I know I've got bad eyes. Rico's got bad eyes, but it didn't look quite authentic. It didn't look like AI,
Yeah.
but it looked like a fake dummy body, or it was a real body, but it wasn't on the highway. It could have been like doctored that way. Like he really could have been dead, just not on the highway. Because some people said they didn't even see that at all. They were literally same time, same place. Didn't see anything or hear anything about this guy jumping off the bridge. I don't know.
Okay, so two things. One, like clicking on that first link, it takes you to the Instagram post on Tom Hanks's account, and that was back in 2019. And the weird thing is that the second one is the same picture on his Facebook.
Why isn't that loading?
And it's still there. That's weird. So the third thing is, once you click on that Instagram link, the fourth and sixth picture, so the first and last picture in the second row, is another picture of gloves.
This is it, though. You're totally right. Look at this.
Weird.
Historic Route 66. Roadkill? I hope not. Isn't that cryptic as fuck?
Yeah.
Hanks. This is what he does. Weird shit, bro. He lives in Greece now. You know that he's moved out of the country. He lives in Greece, and they're very open about weird age of consent. We'll just say they're very open about age of consent over in Europe, Eastern European countries. And apparently, Isaac Kappy had a dead man switch in that last Instagram video. You probably couldn't see it because it's too small, but they're saying this dead man switch was this video of these, like, it was a bathhouse in like Turkey, and there was like these little girls in bikinis like filling up water and stuff in this bathhouse, like a bunch, like there's like 3 or 4 little girls in bikinis just walking around. Very weird.
The other thing that I was going to say is that, like, because I didn't know, and you know, I am a movie fan, I don't know which one right now, and it doesn't matter which one, but one of the Alien movies, they made a like wax life-size version, basically a clone but a dummy version of Sigourney Weaver, so that way they would be able to like stretch her face and stuff to make it look more realistic when I guess she was dying in the movie, I guess.
What?
But when they show the video, it looked just like those things that we see when people put on the mask, like on Instagram, and then it's like, oh, look, I changed my face. And you could imagine how, like, exactly what you're saying, like, it could have been a figure like that he's on the bridge to represent him, but it wasn't actually him, but that was the point, was
like
to, like, put it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do you see this comment? There, some sleuths are onto it. What's with the handprint and the bottle cap with the letter Y on it? Subtle threat. But this lady's saying there's a P on the cap in the dirt. Cappy. Shut up. Is that
Dang.
That looks like a rock. That's a cap? Where's the cap?
I think she might be talking about what would be like under his elbow, but I can't read that. I didn't even see a letter.
I see a P. You see a P? That's a rock. That's not a cap.
It is. It is a P.
Doesn't look like a cap though. It looks like a rock.
A P, or if that's a letter at all.
Is that blood?
I don't know. It's right underneath him, you know?
I'm looking too into it, but Cappy. Looking for a P. I'm looking for a cap. Where's the bottle cap? It's like a Where's Waldo? Wait,
I think they were talking about that rock we
Is
were
it right
looking
there?
at, though.
It could be right there. Right with the, I can't see my mouse, can you? Damn it. Top right.
Maybe. Hold on.
Right
hold
under
on,
where the
hold on.
chat is.
Top right. Right
Top
under
right.
where the chat.
I'll make it right where the bar meets the photo.
Oh, okay. I can see on
it?
your screen
Red
now.
cap. I see a little P. I don't know. That's pretty. That'd be quite a disguise.
Oh.
See that? Kind of looks like a P. The fuck? I'm telling you. There's something to this. Roadkill. I hope not. That's right around the time he died, dude. Crazy. So that's where it went to. Did you wear those gloves while disposing of something or someone? Maybe Cappy? These guys are on it, bro. These guys are on it, bro. Don't let him get away with this. That's the glove from your hand that pushed Cappy off the bridge. See? See, this ain't no out there theory. Look at all this shit. So many people. I love it, dude. I freaking love it. This guy's fucking a shill.
And it's weird too for me because I mean, obviously, I'm not a celebrity, so I can't speak to this. But usually, content is supposed to be differentiated. Like, I mean, like
top
what you
comments
have
are
on your
all Cappy.
Facebook is usually different from what you have on your Instagram. You know, and here it's the exact same picture. That's a little odd.
It's quite odd. This one doesn't even pop up, dude. The IG one's... Oh, there we go. Huh. Comments were undefeated in that one. This one's... the comments are disabled, bro. I don't see any comments.
Yeah, I was looking for them, and I didn't understand until you just said it. Yeah, that's why they're turned off.
Yeah, that's the face of a pedophile, allegedly. I got to say allegedly, but... Don't worry, then. They're not going to kill Rico. They don't even know I exist. It's fine. I'm not Cappy famous. Alright, back to IG. So we had, I think, basically these are two of the same. This guy shared the same video, I think. Let's just double check, though.
The first time Isaac really understood what was going on in the industry was when he was confronted by his best friend known as Seth Green. This is where he admitted he was into pedophilia.
Well, the first time it really hit me was at Seth said we now need to have a talk about chicken.
I think so.
And then he basically admitted that he's a pedophile.
The word chicken has been used as a code word in the WikiLeaks from Hillary Clinton to represent a child. In these WikiLeaks, she had stated, with fingers crossed the old rabbit's foot at the box in the attic, I will be sacrificing a chicken in the backyard to Moloch. If you're wondering who Moloch is, he was a deity that was worshipped thousands of years ago.
It's got the conspiracy music behind it. That's how you know it's real.
Today. In order to praise him, they would sacrifice their children.
Oh, I'm not going to talk about Tom Hanks either, who is also a pedophile. Tom Hanks, folks, is a pedophile. There's this girl, Sarah Ruth Ashcraft, on Twitter, who has been accusing Tom Hanks.
Remember that name. That's like the first start of the video we're gonna watch.
Her dad sold her to Tom Hanks.
Okay.
She's been accusing him for months and months and months and months and months. He's never addressed it.
Tom Hanks had posted this Instagram picture a couple weeks back. It states, historic Route 66 roadkill? I hope not. This was a clear play on words to predict exactly how Isaac was going to be killed. It's no coincidence that he was suicided by jumping off of a bridge, as they said,
On the live.
and landing on a highway and being killed by a car.
The higher you go, the more sick it gets. You heard of the cannibals. Yeah, there is cannibalism. Look into Marina
Cannibalism.
Abramovich. If you're just
Jerkygate.
getting started with this stuff,
We found out that was
look
true.
into Marina Abramovich.
The person he is referring to
Okay,
is
we've
extremely
seen
high
this. Arina Abramovich. All right, we'll get to it. Hold on, this one's cool too. Do you know who the rapper Prodigy was?
Mm-hmm.
You know how he died? Apparently, this is at least allegedly, according to official outlets, that he died choking on an egg. Totally doubt that. But listen to this shit, dude. This guy was ahead of his time.
Newborn, I'm finna cut out all the smoking and the drinking, the wine and the spirits. It's evil when you think it, baby, so I'm telling the truth. You live it, then you see it. You breathe it, then you feel it. I tell you a little secret, it's a secret. Government that worship an owl, they practice witchcraft to harness their power. Little kids for energy, it's satanic ritual, WTC. They lit the Pentagon on fire. That's lighting the pentagram on fire. Now hold on, let me cut that up. Let's cut it short for that.
They weren't ready.
Yo.
They weren't ready for
Music
that
family.
yet.
Do y'all remember when Prodigy tried to warn us? And he ain't even the only one, but he is one of them ones. If you go back and listen to his music, he was trying to tell us, man, but this nigga said it on live TV. This aired on TV.
Wow.
This is actually crazy when you think about it. Music family, do y'all remember this? It brings me to that time when Kanye West said this. Do y'all remember this?
Voted Patron that Biden. Know some niggas that went to that island. Why the fuck would you go to that island?
This shit bring me back to the early 2010s. Remember when
He
we
knew
was
about
like
Island.
Illuminati obsessed and we would go watch YouTube videos and every rapper was like this in every video and you was like, these niggas in the Illuminati, and then Black Ops came out and it was flashing triangles and shit. It feel like that time again, man, except we kind of know it's true. Music family, do y'all remember this?
And then also an Epstein update. This guy breaks down some craziness. So, and then we'll get to the video.
Biden, he was killed in
Can we get to the beginning of this? Or this?
That Pentagon thing is
2019.
crazy.
Yeah, dude. You know, it's shaped like a pentagram. It's pretty nuts. What happened? The video player fucked up again. Why does it do that to me? Where does that go? I don't see it when it does that.
Dude, I never
Spring
thought
Squad
about
and they
that.
Son of a bitch. Here, I'm gonna send this to myself. There.
Day 6 of everything I found of the Epstein files. Warning, it gets really weird. Epstein might still be alive
It's real fucking
via a
weird.
transaction of V-Bucks through his Fortnite account. Files talking about how Joe Biden isn't the real Joe Biden. He was killed in
He's wearing the mask,
2019 by
bro.
a firing squad, and they replaced him with a fake. Emails about sexually abusing girls
Firing
to
squad?
activate something called Stage 3 special abilities. Further emails about using powers to bend spoons. Odd references to massive
Ultra.
freezers full of beef jerky and him needing to go on a
Jerkygate.
normal human diet because he's suffering deleterious effects from this jerky.
Yep.
Email chains with the CEO of Google attached, quoting that their blockchain has all the satanic pedophilia transactions timestamped on the blockchain.
They were
Same
using
email
Bitcoin
chain,
for
the
that.
references to quantum computing being used in the United States for anti-criminal software operations. Pierce Morgan being mentioned in the files numerous times.
That makes sense.
Situation with Prince Andrew being brought up, saying that, quote unquote, the Brits won't let this go, recommending Pierce Morgan to interview him to help clean the slate, I guess, into shifting the public narrative in order to alleviate pressure for the crimes they've committed. It has massive implications because it's long been suspected that they shift the narrative in order to make you forget about serious crimes. This is just them literally admitting to it. A limo driver's testimony claiming that Epstein and Trump raped and then killed a girl.
I heard about this
However,
before
is
the
all
files came
allegedly.
out.
This is the only account I could find of it. A reference to something called Color of the Day, where agents will dress in the same color when running an operation to identify each other. We've
Oh,
seen multiple
that's
times
Candace
throughout
Owens with
files.
the
It is
maroon
entirely
shirts thing.
unredacted except for one situation on the day of September 10th, the same day that Charlie was killed. That is the only one where the color of the day is redacted. A coded diary written from one of the victims of Epstein's point of view, her having kids, and then Epstein and Ghislaine taking the kid away from her. It's extremely sad and graphic. And strangest of all, very formally written email claiming that Donald Trump is not the real Donald Trump, that he was killed in 1995,
Whoa.
that his oldest son has actually been trying to keep Trump alive through these fake people to run his brand.
What?
The person is so certain of this, they claim to be Ghislaine Maxwell's younger sister. They claim to have fingerprints stamped. They claim to have the keys to Jeffrey Epstein's apartment and all his video logs, all the genetic and hard proof, names they cite in the emails,
What the
and
fuck?
everything else to literally back it up. It is by far the weirdest thing I've ever read,
Bro, I didn't
especially
hear
with
about
the
that
amount
part.
of claimed evidence. I have no idea if this is true or not, but this is actually crazy. So this is something that maybe like a Soother Sloop,
Yo,
like Ian Carroll or somebody
Trump
could look into. I
was
drop a video
killed in
soon on the stuff that I
95?
think is probably the most true out of these files. However, I do think every American should take into consideration that there isn't really any going backwards at this point. We need to accept that this is now a part of the
it's
world. that
reality
we live in.
now.
Day 6 of everything.
Holy shit! That I didn't remember that. He just dumped you so much information, right? Did he say Donald Trump was killed in '95?
Yeah.
And they just been
Or
having people
96
play him?
or he said 56 or 58. It was way before that.
Bro, that's crazy. I know about the Joe Biden mask thing. I believe in that, dude. There's so many videos. He like scratches the back of his neck and the folds just like stay there. There's one really damning one, dude. It looked like a little piece of skin is hanging off his ear. Like straight up. I believe that. There was a 6-foot Joe Biden. There's like a really tall Joe Biden. There was a short Joe Biden. That's creepy to think that like our last president was just a bunch of people playing him.
Wait. Say that again. That's the first time I've heard that, but I saw it in a video that there were 3 Bidens, and there was one that was a tall one, and they were making fun of it.
Joe Biden mask. Yeah, there was one Joe Biden that was like super damn tall. People were like comparing his height from like previous speeches and stuff compared to like where he stands next to his wife. One, they're like the same height. One, he's like towering over her. It's very weird. Okay, well, yeah, Joe Biden mask. Joe Biden. I don't know, conspiracy, I guess. Usually it's just like, social media feed that does this shit to me, but there's one recently.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I'm looking for the video that I saw so I can send it to you.
Just look at the guy. He never looks the fucking same. There's one that's so damning, bro. It was with the mask on. He had like a mask like halfway pulled down his face. Side profile. I'm trying to look for it on here. God, there was one. It was like the most damning proof yet. But in the emails, they literally said he was wearing a fucking mask. I saw that one. There's the one with the... Look at this is the skin fold thing. It's just freaking thing. It's even more damning in the video. But look at that. It leaves a fucking weird skin fold.
Oh.
I'm looking for the one with the mask. It's kind of like this, but it's not that photo. Fuck. Where is it? Well, maybe I'll go to the website quick. We're getting a little sidetracked, but
Let's say maybe I can find the video that I'm talking about, because I want to say like it came across my phone, like when I was searching through something, and then it was like a Reddit link or something. But I want to see if I can find it.
This is the email. It says maritime law. This is from the Epstein emails. Maritime law is coming, and the selling and owning of humans and human souls is over. There's factual evidence on the methods of operation of how law and legal proceedings will work next. I do encourage you to watch the video and understand how common laws are going away. We're seeing that in real time, dude. Second Amendment's gonna go away. Freedom of speech is gonna go away. Unreasonable search and seizures are going away because of all this ICE shit. So blank, quit fiddling with your pussy and call blank who has so much info that will incriminate you. And when he deletes it, we'll find it on the quantum system. And this great gentleman blank redacted has made very clear in the video above. Biden is not your current president. The mask malfunctions on Biden are getting worse each day on purpose. This will end badly for blank, who is posing with a fucking clone on Facebook. This dude is playing Biden ain't Biden. Real Biden was an evil, sick, angry man who abused children, including his own children. That's an actor with a fucking mask. We've been over this 1,000 times. It's never going to change. Biden is shot. 2019 firing squad. Explains why his son was a crackhead. Trauma and abuse, dude. I could totally see that. Dude, he used to sniff. Remember those videos of Joe Biden sniffing little girls' hairs and stuff? They're just severely creeped out by this guy. Rico remembers. Let's go to Instagram. I bet they'll find something else.
The Epstein files. Warning.
Here, let's do
You're damaging an entire industry.
Oh yeah, Charlie Sheen.
I'm saying that there are people that were the people that did this to both me and Corey that are still working. They're still out there, and they're some of the richest, most powerful people in this business.
And they are.
And they do not want me saying what I'm saying right now.
Are you saying that they're pedophiles?
Yes.
And that they're still in this business?
Yes.
That's what. Yeah, and that's what you're saying in your book. When you talk,
you're damaging an entire industry.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to say that it's a very important, serious topic.
It's going to be a picture. There it is, dude. There it is. Look at this, dude. What the fuck is that? I'm gonna mute that music. What is that? Can you explain that little fucking gaff on his side of his ear? That is the most obvious mask I've ever seen.
His lobe looks messed up.
You ever seen the Mission Impossible movies?
Yeah.
They always did the fake mask trick, and look how good that shit looked. You could never tell it was really Tom Cruise. You just had the feeling it was because they kept doing that same gag. But they did it all the time. I know some of it was probably special effects, but they did shit like this. Where they put the real fucking mask on and it looks so goddamn real. This is getting ridiculous, dude. Y'all better start apologizing to your conspiracy friends. That's right, dude. Mm-hmm. Where's that butt chin come from? How about that butt chin? What the fuck is that? It's not even the same. Look at this guy. You can't tell me these are the same dudes. Look at these 4 different guys.
Oh, who is it? The real Biden.
Please stand up.
Stand up.
Please stand up.
Oh,
please
who
stand
is
up.
it?
Bro, I totally believe this. Look at these guys.
The real Biden.
I mean,
please stand up.
I get people age, but that's something else. Oh, here's that video of him rubbing his neck. Look at this.
North Carolina. And he was a very conservative guy who was very, very...
Oh my gosh, that's a mask.
African-American.
Look at that.
Holy cow.
He always had fight. North Carolina. And he was a very conservative guy.
One more time. Without the sound. Look at that. Your skin doesn't do that. Not even old people's skin does that. Yeah.
Whoa.
Weird, right? Look at this guy. His fucking head. What is that? Come on. Come on, dude. That is not a real face. Look, it looks like Rico's forehead. My forehead looks more real than that, dude. That's not a real fucking face. They are getting bad, dude. Oh my god. That's really bad. That's really, look at how normal his regular, like the rest of his face is. You're telling me all the wrinkles are in his fucking forehead? That is the worst one yet. That's gotta be the worst one yet. That looks like Spirit Halloween costume. Goodness gracious. This one's just creepy. Its fucking eyes get all black. Oh yeah, I've seen this one. Okay, anyways, let's get to Isaac Kappy. Let's get back on topic here. Sorry. That got me. Alright, so shout out Sobering Stories, DJ Petrovski. Go look up his shit. It's very dope. Check him out on YouTube. And while you're on YouTube, go follow Rico's new channel, ConspiraSleaze, where you get to see all these live streams. And I've been cutting up some and making little highlight films too. So, anyways, here we go. You ready, Rex?
Yeah.
Good.
Accused Tom Hanks of purchasing her from her father for sex. She claims to have been abused most of her
Matthew
childhood.
Buddha. Matthew Buddha's a hell of a conspiracy theorist.
This because it's really ugly, tough stuff. I'm glad something's being done about it now.
I believe you.
Nobody should have to look back on their childhood memories and realize that the things that they thought were just meaningless and innocent were anything but that.
Sup, sobers. So an Instagram post is made on April 4th, 2019, depicting a random old dirty work glove, the shadow of the man who's taking the photo, and in that man's shadow you can see a little cap that has the letter P on it. The caption to this photo reads, "Historic Route 66. Roadkill? I hope not. Hanks." This photo was taken just off the side of the road on the historic Route 66 highway, and it was taken by none other than the infamous legendary Forrest Gump actor Tom Hanks.
Fuck you, Forrest
Gump.
Now,
as you scroll through Tom Hanks' Instagram profile and his X profile, you'll find tons of posts
SRC
of these random
USA.
gloves,
If you type that in
boots,
Yandex,
socks,
all it brings up
there's
is
a
little
ski
girls.
boot on there. all kinds of random different things that are just missing their soulmate, their little mate. And I don't know why, for whatever reason, Tom Hanks just finds this to be interesting. He talks about how there's a story behind each one of these things that he finds as to how it got there and what happened to the other one.
I bet
and so
there
you'll
is,
find
dude.
tons of these posts on his Instagram profile, but none of these posts are getting quite the amount of attention as this post. In fact, this post was so crazy that the comments had to be disabled, so people couldn't even comment on it anymore. So what is it about this photo and this post that makes
them with the
it any
Cappy
more
stuff.
special than the others? Well, this photo just happens to have been uploaded and posted a little over a month before another celebrity self-exited on this very same highway along Route 66. And that actor would be Isaac Kappy. But what does this have to do with Tom Hanks? Or did he? Well, let's get into it.
We're getting into it. DJ Petrovski.
Welcome back to Sobering Stories with me, DJ Petrovski. This week, I wanted to talk about the mystery of Isaac Kappy, and this was actually a case that was recommended to me from you guys. So thank you for the recommendation. But I was so captivated by this case because of all the stuff going on with Diddy and the weird circumstances surrounding his self-exit that it just continuously begged the question for me, was he right about everything and was he maybe silenced? Or was he really just in the serious depths of a mental health crisis and maybe struggling with a substance abuse issue that led to him ultimately taking his own life? Now, if Isaac was truly struggling, there's one thing I know that would have truly helped him, and that's the Sunnyside app. And if you've never heard of the Sunnyside app, it's an app dedicated to living.
I think discovering all this shit could make you have a mental health crisis. So I would say both answers could be true. And some people turn to drugs to cope. All right, there we go.
Substance use, then this could be a good way to do it. I highly recommend
Yep.
Is in the mainstream. It's not something you talk about with people unless amazing app help.
Okay, there we go.
Extremely weird, cryptic, concerning, confusing live stream up on Periscope, which has then been spread all over YouTube. And this was taken on May 10th, 2019. Just 3 days before he found himself face to face with a Ford F-150 falling from the Trans-Western Road Bridge on the famous historical Route 66 highway.
I did something really dumb. I'm not suicidal. I'm not suicidal. Did I do it for money? Yeah, man, it's bad. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. I'm not going to tell you what I did because at this point, it still could endanger people, and I don't want to do that. So, can you help me? You can pray for my soul. You can.
I wonder what he did,
pray
dude.
For me, and you can pray, and you can pray. Guys, it's so important. It's so important to take the time.
I hope he didn't like give in and have to do a ritual.
Yeah.
Now, in this live broadcast, he clearly states that he's not wanting to self-exit, but he does say a lot of other really weird, cryptic things. He doesn't ever fully explain what he's talking about, and he leaves everybody kind of like on this cliffhanger of like, what is happening? What is he talking about? And literally by the end of the hour-plus long broadcast, you are left with way more questions than answers. He says that whatever he did is going to have serious consequences and that people are basically going to turn on him and hate him. He seems extremely anxious and uncomfortable, and in comparison to his normal goofy, funny, like wild videos, it's not the same Isaac that we normally see. He usually is wearing like goofy sunglasses. He's usually singing.
Hey, those are nice
like,
looking sunglasses.
And joking
what are you
about
talking
whatever
about?
he's talking about, but he's also talking about these really serious and intense topics. And so just the way that he's speaking in these videos, it's very serious, very grim, very like, it's not his normal self. Of course, it's a live stream, so people can comment. He can respond to comments, and a bunch of people say like, it's okay, you made a mistake. Like, time will pass, you'll get through it, like we all make mistakes.
It must have been pretty
like,
fucking bad.
Yeah, but this one's a whopper, you guys. Like, this one is
Fuck
real
did he do,
big.
dude?
It will pass. Well, it's only going to get worse from here for me, I'm afraid. Are we living in the end times? No, we're living in the beginning times. We are living in the beginning of a great new age.
The awakening, bro. I feel it.
It's a shame that
you won't be allowed to make it.
I will be probably not around for the first part of it.
Fuck, bro.
It's a shame. I let some people down. Really, really, really down.
It's so
cryptic.
Cryptic.
Basically, you will hate me.
Now, fast forward 3 days
Hate
to
him.
May 13th,
What did he do?
2019. And this is just a little over a month after Tom Hanks's glove post off of the same highway. News is spreading all over of the tragedy that Isaac Kappy was trying to evade 2 innocent bystanders that were trying to help him and avoid him jumping over the edge. But he somehow avoided both of them and then jumped over the edge of this Trans-Western Road bridge into oncoming traffic, was hit by a Ford F-150 in oncoming traffic, and then was found unresponsive on the highway. Just 6 minutes before
What if
the
they MK
reports
Ultra'd
came in
him
about
and
this
they made him
tragedy,
do that?
Kappy was
Like,
seen
brainwashed him.
on a dash cam of just an innocent person driving by who had a dash cam on their car, and this is at
there he
7:20
is.
a.m. Official reports coming in at 7:26 a.m. showing him just sitting there looking like a ghost statue.
Dude, what if he was
on the
MK
side of this
Ultra'd,
bridge
bro?
with his back to the interstate and
Got like
just looking
brainwashed to
very
do that
strange.
shit.
He almost doesn't even seem like he's even alive at this point.
What the
But what's so
fuck?
mysterious about this situation? Like, seriously, I don't get it. And what's with the Tom Hanks stuff? What is going on here? What's the deal? Well, to truly understand what was going on surrounding everything, we have to take a look at Isaac Kappy, who he was, and the things that he was getting into around this time period. Isaac Kappy was born in Albuquerque, New Mexico in 1977, and he grew up in the same area and was pretty much involved with all the performing arts right out the gates. He was into music, acting, screenwriting, pretty much anything having to do with performing. And he had a really close friend who was also into acting, and it wasn't necessarily like a big acting scene in that area, so the two of them just clicked right away, and his best friend's name was Ross. And the two of them actually started a band, and this band was, you know, just a little local band, but they had made a song called Champagne Bike Ride, and this song was actually so well done and so well produced that it was picked up by the Ford Motor Company for a commercial, and they were paid a pretty good chunk of change. And this got the two of them just amped about the possibility of making it big and continuing down this performing career and maybe getting into movies and Hollywood. Around their 20s, they got involved with this booming independent film industry in New Mexico. Isaac was able to start landing smaller roles in really big films and TV shows. He was featured as an extra character in the movie Thor, where he was the manager of a pet store.
And Ford's the one that picked up their video?
Oh, yeah. That's interesting.
Kinda
Yeah,
has like
good
a funny,
call.
memorable
I didn't
part
even think
in the
about that.
movie where he tells Thor, like, yo, we don't sell horses. This is a pet store. We sell, like, cat and dog and bird supplies. But, yeah, just small roles. And then he was also featured in an episode of Breaking Bad. So he was able to get kind of a taste
remember that
of what
episode.
Hollywood was like and just continued to fuel that love and that drive for success in the acting industry. But because of recent laws that had changed, movie producers and TV show producers were no longer interested in filming in New Mexico because of these laws, and so they decided to pack up and leave. And because of this, Isaac and all of his acting friends, they realized if they're going to be successful, they're going to have to take their careers to LA. And so that's what they did. They packed up and moved to Los Angeles. Now, despite the fact that Isaac was struggling to find any good roles or any good opportunities while he was in LA, he was starting to mingle with some of the mainstream Hollywood elite that were out there. He was making friends with Paris Jackson, which is Michael Jackson's daughter. He was hanging out with Seth Green
She's
and
probably
his
done
wife.
some crazy shit.
He was hanging out with all kinds of different celebrities and just kind of getting his name out there and becoming a lot more well-known. One thing that Isaac didn't leave behind when he moved to LA was his love and intense belief that there was something deeper and darker going on when it comes to politics and things that our wealthy elite are not telling us. And those views would only continue to grow stronger when he moved to LA. According to sources, he was a huge Bernie Sanders fan. And when Bernie Sanders in 2016 was passed up for the primary election to be the Democratic candidate, he truly felt that there was something going on behind the scenes, something
he didn't
deeper,
sacrifice
darker,
enough
and
babies to Moloch.
a little
That's
bit more
why.
sinister happening
that would lead people
That's
to
iconic meme.
skip Bernie Sanders over when he was such a popular favorite for the people.
Well, I tell you what,
this apparently exposed him to a
Hillary
number
wouldn't
of
fuck me
different
over.
wild theories that were circulating at the time. One of those being the notorious Pizzagate. And if you're not familiar with what that is, it is essentially the theory that there was an underground ring of child traffickers operating out of this pizza place in Washington, D.C. that was called Comet Ping Pong Pizza. One of the extremely strong believers of this theory actually went into this pizza joint and opened fire on a bunch of innocent people in this place looking for this basement.
Let's straighten the truth out. He didn't open fire on everybody. He brought the gun. He went in there. He shot the hard drive in the back of the fucking pizza place. And I did some research on that guy. His dad worked with the Clintons on like their campaign or some shit. So he's Clinton affiliated. His dad also makes children's movies, which my guess is that he made fucking snuff films for the Clintons. And yeah, well, we can't go ask that guy now because he got shot at the traffic stop. A cop killed him in the traffic stop a couple of months ago before these files dropped. Coincidence? I don't fucking know. Isn't that weird? Very weird. I'll even show you the proof right now. Hold on, we're gonna go a little
sidetrack. You said something earlier, and I was like, well, you know, there's always been this lingering question: why is there so many negative connotation with Disney? And it's like, why we always hear that they like sneak in adult sexual content in there. And it's like, if you're not paying attention, you won't see it, but it is there.
Oh, it's there, dude. Like the Sex in the Clouds, Aladdin. Like we all knew this as a kid. The VHS rip of the Little Mermaid, the priest that was doing the marriage. He had the fucking boner. I remember like at like 5 years old, my friend stopped the video. We were watching it. He had like the rented movies. Like the video closet was the local video place, and he paused it. He's like, "Look, he's got a boner." I didn't even know what a boner was at the time. But that's how long ago it goes back, dude. Let's see. I gotta see this guy's name.
I know that they said that there was like a full sale in The Little Mermaid too. Like I think in her castle or something.
Oh yeah, dude. There's this thing called Frazzle Drip, which involved Hillary Clinton participating in the ritual murder of a child, where she wore like the child's fucking bloody face. Apparently is that, and that routes to Tom Hanks, because you know Wilson from Castaway, the volleyball with the handprint. That's kind of what it looked like.
Yeah.
Ellen DeGeneres has an art that has Frazzle Drip's face on it. She had fucking a shirt with the face on it. It's really weird. It's fucking really weird. You know Ellen DeGeneres is part of this shit too. Anyways, where's the guy's name? Oh, I gotta find his name. Trying to find his name because then I can find his dad.
Hey bro, just while I have you here, sorry I wasn't able to join you the past couple of nights because this is actually pretty fun. I just was way too tired.
Fun, right? Yeah, no worries. It's always good to have someone to talk to about it. Otherwise, it's just me screaming at the microphone, which is it is what it is.
So you know, I've been pushing for us to stream together more and more. So I know you've been doing it. I got to do my part.
And it's good, like it has that to have that take. I'm the guy who like knows all this shit but wants a refresher and teach people this shit, and you're like the clean slate I can whip your brain with.
Active audience, yeah.
Where is the guy? Oh, here. Well, this is on January 4th, 2025, 8 years after the incident at Comic Ping Pong. 2 officers, North Carolina, pulled over Welch. That's the guy's last name. Vehicle at traffic stop, an outstanding warrant for his arrest for felony probation violation. He was the passenger in the vehicle. When they attempted to arrest him, he pulled out a gun and refused orders to drop it, and then the officers shot him and killed him. Sure, that's what happened. Welch, okay. We got Welch is his last name. There we go. Edgar Madison Welch. Okay, I got to find his dad. IMDb. I got to find out his dad though. Father. I remember I went to IMDb, which is the father of 2 daughters. No, who's his dad? Maybe I gotta do this. His dad. That's the guy who shot up the thing, and he took a quote saying, "I totally believed it. I guess I was wrong." Parents of Harry and Terry. Harry and Terry, really? Harry and Terry Welch. Watch this. Harry Welch. That's not the high school football coach. IMDb. Harry Welch. He worked with the motherfucking Clintons. Born in Maryland. Actor known for Rocket to Mars. Is this the right guy? Bro, I remember seeing this. What was his name? Maybe we'll do Harold. IMDb. He's like a children's movie producer, dude. I swear to God. I fucking know he's in there. Just Harry. Harry Welch. Well, here's a Reddit post. A reminder that the Pizzagate shooter was an actor and his dad worked for a child abduction service. See? Here we go. The Pizzagate shooter, Edgar Madison Welch, is an actor. Pizzagate shooter's dad is Harry Welch Jr. That's why I didn't get the junior in there. He served as executive director for Protect a Child, a national non-profit organization to prevent abuse and abduction of children. We all know that works. These services are doing the opposite. They're not helping kids. They're fucking taking the damn kids. Just like Child Protective Services. If they get involved in any kind of dispute, no matter what the fucking context, 50% of the time they're gonna keep that child. It doesn't fucking matter how much the parents try to get them back. I heard the recent news story about that. It's fucking crazy to me. Yeah, Undercover Operations was a broadcaster handpicked by Reagan, is an expert in firearms, has national security clearance, and from the Department of Defense, dude. Harry Welch Jr. It's a fucking actor. Yeah, but he was hired by the Clintons to be the Protect the Child, and if the Clintons are doing it, you know it's fucked up because they got caught in Haiti after those earthquakes. They sent somebody out who was a Child Protection Services, rounded up a whole bunch of kids and got caught and got thrown in prison for it because they just saw her rounding up kids off the street in pure panic because of this earthquake. Not Harry L. Just Harry Welch Jr. I don't need Harry L. Welch. Well, I'm getting sidetracked here. Anyhow, back to it.
Oh, I'm not going to talk about Tom Hanks either, who is also a pedophile. Tom Hanks, folks, is a pedophile. I'm sorry if this is the kind of bursting your bubble, all this information.
He's got a Trump hat on?
At the top levels of wealth, of power.
I thought he was a Democrat.
The very top levels. These people are just sick and psycho.
Isaac Kappy was right, and Tom Hanks' darkest connection to the powers that be
Oh,
is
this ain't even
finally
the same
being
fucking
revealed.
video.
Before his death in 2019,
This is a different
Isaac
video,
Kappy
but here we
made a
are.
disturbing claim that rattled Hollywood.
We're gonna jump in
He
and
named
out.
Tom Hanks, calling him a predator and hinting at something much darker. Days later, he was gone.
Struggle against darkness. This struggle against darkness consumed me. It consumed me. Yeah, I'm a bad guy. I'm a bad guy. I'm a bad guy. I let the darkness consume me. I'm not suicidal.
I haven't seen this video.
I'm not suicidal. I'm not going to tell you what I did because at this point, it still could endanger people, and I don't want to do that.
You mean
Can
children?
you help me? You can pray for my soul.
And if that wasn't disturbing enough, Tom Hanks posted a bizarre photo right before Kappy's death. A glove on Route 66. Captioned roadkill? It wasn't just a weird post. It felt like a message. So now the question is, was Kappy spiraling into delusion? Or was he silenced for exposing something terrifying? Let's get into it. Isaac Kappy didn't whisper his allegations. He didn't sugarcoat them or hint at something vague behind Hollywood curtains. He said it loud. He said it clear, on camera. And he named names.
Oh, I'm not going to talk about Tom Hanks either, who is also a pedophile.
I got the
Tom
whole
Hanks,
list of names
folks,
that he
is a
named,
pedophile.
actually.
Sorry
I
to-
say screenshotted.
I'm sorry if this is
a
kind
photo.
of bursting your bubble. All this information is new.
These weren't the ramblings of someone drunk on fame. They were the final words of a man who genuinely seemed to believe he had uncovered something so dark, so dangerous, that speaking it out loud might cost him his life. Then, on May 13th, 2019, Isaac Kappy was dead. Thrown, or as officials claimed, he jumped from a bridge in Arizona. The coroner called it suicide, but people who had followed Kappy's final weeks weren't buying that story.
I'm a bad guy. I let the darkness consume me. I'm not suicidal. I'm not suicidal. I'm not going to tell you what I did because at this point, it still could endanger people, and I don't want to do that. Can you help me? You can pray for my soul.
Now, what felt even more suspicious to many was that just days before his death, Tom Hanks posted something odd on Instagram. A photo of a glove lying on Route 66. The caption read, "Historic Route 66. Roadkill? I hope not." To the average person, it might seem like just another quirky post from a celebrity. But to those who were already suspicious, it felt like a code, a nod, maybe even a warning. Because if you believed Isaac Kappy was murdered, then Tom Hanks' post didn't feel like a coincidence. It felt like a message.
That's right.
But who exactly was Isaac Kappy? And why did he matter? He wasn't a household name. You might have seen him in movies like Thor or Terminator Salvation. He had a guest spot in Breaking Bad, not a star. Just another background character in the machine of Hollywood. Until he decided to speak. When the lights went off and the camera stopped rolling, Kappy took to social media, where he started making bold, chilling allegations against some of the most powerful people in the entertainment industry. Tom Hanks, Steven Spielberg, Seth Green, Oprah. He didn't just imply wrongdoing. He described Hollywood as an elite circle with a dark underbelly, one filled with
I got the whole photo here. I don't think it's gonna... I think this is only going on the website, so even if I drag and drop this, I'll read it off, though. It's a meme of Bart Simpson. I wonder if this shows up. Yeah, it doesn't show up. It's a meme of Bart Simpson writing on the chalkboard, and it says, "Isaac Kappy," in quotes, "committed unalive on May 14th after naming elite members involved with human trafficking, satanic torture, cannibalism, and more." These are some of the names he gave us. You ready for it? Number 1, Seth Green. 2, James Gunn. All allegedly. Don't come at me. Number 3, Steven Spielberg. 4, Tom Hanks. 5, Stephen Colbert. Which, there's a weird video. You remember that song by Gautier? Now you're just somebody that I used to know.
Yeah.
There's a weird video on the internet that looks like it's him and a child who does not want to be there. He's like basically crying. And he's like making him redo that, like make a parody of the video. And this kid is like, looks in danger. And he's just like sitting in the corner, but it's like side profile. So you can't really tell it's him, but it fucking looks like him. Really creepy. Jimmy Kimmel's. Oh, Mr. Obama's, which I saw a picture of him and George Clooney in a boat and then fucking like a little Asian girl. I don't know if that's Photoshop or not, but that was weird. Kevin Spacey, that seems obvious. Kevin Spacey's a creep. Kathy Griffin, interesting. Oprah Winfrey, she hangs out with a bunch. She's got really bad judgment calls on people. Her personal guru was this guy named John of God, who was like a Jim Jones type cult leader, who claimed he could do miracles, surgery stuff, without any anesthesia. He would cut into people and like go into their eyeballs and cut out like parts of their bodies and shit, dude. It's fucking nuts. But he was busted for having like a breathing cult. He was like breathing children with his followers. Real fucked up. Beyonce doesn't surprise me. She's married to Jay-Z, so Jay-Z's part of this shit too. They all hang out with that Abramovich chick that we saw in the earlier videos that he was talking about. Anthony Kiedis, that doesn't surprise me either. Red Hot Chili Peppers guy. If you read his book, his dad was like prostituted him out, made him break his V card when he was like 9. So he was just raised in the bad system, so it would make sense. He's always got like 18-year-old girlfriends when he's like 60 years old. Anyways, John Legend, which is Chrissy Teigen's husband. So Chrissy Teigen has some weird tweets from all the way back where she was like basically admitting she was into little children. It's very weird. Very weird that you would just tweet this shit. Joe Biden. We all know about Joe Biden now. John McCain. That one's surprising. John McCain. John Podesta. That's not surprising. That's where those emails got leaked with Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Chelsea Clinton. All makes sense. Alec Baldwin. Doesn't surprise me. Robert Downey Jr. That makes me sad. Robert Downey Jr. is one of my favorite actors. That makes me sad. But doesn't fully surprise me. Quentin Tarantino. One of my favorite directors. Doesn't surprise me though. He's a very weird guy. You ever see him talk in front of black people? It's the most cringiest shit ever. He just puts on like ebonics and he just like tries to talk black in front of these people, and it's so uncomfortable. Meryl Streep. Demi Moore, who's in that movie The Substance. If you've seen that movie, it's kind of creepy. It's about like basically it feels like a Hollywood secret come alive, where like she took some drug to become more youthful, and like it's basically like she like put something in her body and it like grew out of her, and like a young person grew out of her. It's like it's definitely an analogy for something. Anyways, Ben Affleck, John Cusack, James Franco. We know about James Franco now. He's a creep. Charlie Sheen. We just know about him because of what he did. I mean, he was already a weird sex pederast, but he actually allegedly Corey Haim and Corey Feldman. He was in that video with The View. Corey Feldman and Corey Haim were really good friends growing up. They were child actors, and Corey Haim's no longer with us because of all the dance trauma. I think he was passed around in Hollywood a lot. But Charlie Sheen, who admitted in his documentary that he's had homosexual encounters with people before, and it's usually because of the drugs that he was on, kind of made him gay. It's kind of what it seemed like he was trying to explain himself with. Which it is what it is, right? No shame in that as far as your like sexual preferences, but yeah, he straight up like R-worded Corey Haim in the middle of like broad daylight between two trailers, on the set of a show they were on called Lucas, and Anderson Cooper, which, yep, that would make sense. All right, there's my names. I did my due diligence. Let's keep going.
Population, abuse, and silence. At the top levels of wealth and power, he said, these people are sick and psycho.
I got no monies.
He wasn't vague. He didn't hedge. He sounded
Don't kill
angry.
Rico.
He sounded scared.
Because at the top levels of wealth, of power, the very top levels, these people are just sick and psycho.
To many, he also sounded unstable. His posts were erratic. His behavior spiraled. But to others, especially those in conspiracy circles,
and Rico,
he sounded like a whistleblower. a man who had seen too much and couldn't unsee it. His followers believed he was risking everything to get the truth out. And in the end, some believe he paid for it with his life.
He did.
Just hours before his death, Kappy left a cryptic, emotional message on Instagram. It wasn't just a farewell. It was a confession. While I supposedly wanted to make America great, he wrote, I have not put much work at all into making myself great. He apologized. He said he had been arrogant, that he had hurt people. But he also insisted that the world needed to hear what he was saying. I hope that this comes
Tom Hanks
into
with
the
a
open, he
beard.
wrote,
It's weird.
because we are going to change the way everything works. These aren't the words of someone who was giving up. These are the words of someone trying to say goodbye on his terms, while leaving behind a final warning. And yet, despite the intensity of what he was saying, Tom Hanks never responded. Not once. And that silence? It became part of the story. It fueled the suspicion, because if someone falsely accused you of something so horrific, wouldn't you fight back? Wouldn't you sue? Deny? Call it out? Tom didn't do any of that. He kept posting pictures, kept smiling for the cameras. And to the people watching Isaac Kappy's story unfold, that silence was deafening. Then came the theories. One of the most infamous was the red shoe symbolism, a conspiracy theory claiming that red shoes are worn by elites as a hidden symbol of their involvement in occult practices and worse. Absurd? Yes. Anti-Semitic in its roots? Absolutely.
What?
But conspiracy theorists latched onto it and pointed to
Why
Tom
would that be
Hanks'
anti-Semitic?
1985 film, The Man with One Red Shoe, as evidence.
Look at that.
Because he was in the right place at the right time.
It didn't matter that the film was a lighthearted comedy. To the believers, it was coded messaging. Then there were the Instagram posts. Hank's photos of lone gloves, shoes, socks, captioned with quirky phrases. To the average fan, they were just weird. But to those immersed in these rumors, they became breadcrumbs, clues. People began combing through his interviews, his film roles, even his award speeches, looking for anything that might signal guilt. It might sound like a stretch, but when the person fueling these claims ends up dead, and the man at the center of the storm remains silent, that silence becomes louder than words. And then, just when the chaos surrounding Isaac Kappy's death seemed to simmer down, someone stepped up. Someone who didn't speak in hashtags or codes or conspiracy theories. Someone closer to Tom Hanks than any tabloid journalist or internet sleuth could ever be. His own son. And what Chet Hanks revealed about his father wasn't about cults or hidden symbols, but it was
Chet
damning
Hanks,
just
bro.
the same. You see, back in 2024, Chet laid bare the bitter truth about growing up in the illustrious shadow of his famous father. He accused Tom of being too busy chasing Hollywood's elite circles, all while neglecting his own family. Chet's tell-all video, cleverly disguised as part of his self-mastery program on his YouTube channel, reveals the heartbreaking struggles he endured as a young boy, dealing with relentless bullying at school without the guidance of a strong and supportive father figure. Instead of being there for his own flesh and blood, Tom allegedly seemed more obsessed with seeking fame and cozying up to the high and mighty in Tinseltown.
It was extremely hard to break down their walls, so I encountered a lot of disdain, a lot of animosity, a lot of negativity, because everybody was just prepared to hate my guts.
The aspiring rapper expressed profound disappointment and loneliness, sharing how relentless bullying at school left him without a strong male role model to turn to for guidance. Instead of being a present father, Tom seemed more focused on basking in the limelight and gaining favor with the glamorous Hollywood crowd. I didn't have a strong male role model to tell me, "Bro, F these people. They are just jealous of you," Chet revealed with a tinge of resentment in his voice, implying that his father's quest
Rico
for
didn't
fame
have
and
anything.
obedience
I know, bro.
left him
Like, why
feeling
would you
neglected and without the support he needed during those
screen
difficult
saying all
times.
this
Go
stuff?
wipe your
Chet went on to
tears with
recount
your
how the
$100
privileges of
bills.
growing up
Rico
as
is an
Tom
orphan,
Hanks' son
man.
brought along its own
Come
set of
on.
And the
challenges.
funny thing is,
He
like, I
became a
know
target of
him
jealousy and
just
animosity,
because of that,
with
because
people
my mom
forming
told me.
negative
My mom's
opinions
like,
about
"Oh
him
yeah,
without
Tom
even
Hanks has
bothering
a
to
son,
get to know
and
the real
he's
him.
a rapper."
Instead of standing by
And I'm
his
like,
son
really?
and
And I
offering
looked him
guidance
up, and I'm
through
like,
these
oh,
trials,
okay, you
Tom
know.
appeared to be too absorbed in the
Talks in
perks of
Jamaican
fame,
accent
jetting
sometimes.
around the world and
He has
rubbing
another
shoulders
son
with the
who's an
Hollywood
actor
elite.
too.
And that
He seems
caused
like
me to
directly
develop a chip on my
like
shoulder
father like son.
and walk around with a lot of anger.
This is the
All
black
in
sheep
all,
of the
It
family.
just led me down a path of self-destruction.
But
Chet
I'd rather
revealed
go
that
hang
his
out with this
father's
guy than
fame
the other
and
guy.
stature had created a wall of contempt around him, making it difficult for him to connect with others. While Chet acknowledged the unique opportunities that came with being the child of a Hollywood icon,
All right.
he couldn't ignore the loneliness and
we can
isolation he
PS4.
felt due to his
Skip
father's
past Chet.
absence
here.
from his life. His grievances seem to point to Tom's relentless pursuit of
He has
fame.
3 sons.
Oh, he's
You
got
see,
a third
despite
one?
Tom not being intentional
Yeah,
about
well,
parenting,
it says he has
his
4, but I'm
association with
assuming
Hollywood
one must
elites
be
has been
a
evident.
daughter.
In fact, it seems to have paid off in more ways than
Yeah,
one.
no,
First, we
that's
have the
the wife's
2016
name.
award that Tom received from then-President Barack Obama.
Chet.
Tom Hanks was honored by
Ah, look
President
at that.
Barack
2
Obama
pedos
with the
in one room.
Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest possible honor for a U.S.
His
civilian.
son's name is Truman.
Thomas J. Hanks.
His other son's name is Truman. Oh, and then Colin.
See, I think it's just people don't want to believe it because, I mean, look at there. We got 3 pedos in one room. We got Bill Gates right behind him. It's hard, man. It's like I told my parents, I told Logan's parents that about all this shit, and they didn't want to believe me. They didn't want to believe
Okay,
Rico.
though. It's
You
okay,
know?
Rico. You can call them your parents too.
Well, they're like my family, you know. Logan's been gracious enough to take me over for, you know, Thanksgiving parties, and I kind of ruined the Thanksgiving when I told them that Tom Hanks is probably a creep that screws little girls. They didn't like that. They didn't like that. They're like, no way, you're kidding me, because it's the propaganda of Hollywood, right? Like he seems so lighthearted and wholesome. He's been in so many good movies over the years. We just don't want to believe it because they're like, he could never do that. That's Forrest Gump. That's Woody from Toy Stories. You know, that's the Green Mile guy. You know, good movies. We're just using our experience off of the movies we've seen him in to think that that's who he really is, and that's just not how these people operate. They're actors, dude. They act their whole life. They don't really even know who they really are inside. That's the thing about being an actor. It seems fun, but you lose yourself in it.
I don't know if this adds or takes away at all, but I do want to mention one thing. Have you seen the Da Vinci Code?
Yes, good movie. Tom Hanks in that.
So before all this talk that we're discussing now, I always never really understood why they focus so much on that scene where he's walking and there's a person with a baby, and then we see that it's not a baby, it's not a person. In other words, it's not a woman. We thought it was a woman.
I'm gonna go check that out.
Okay, well, here, I have the exact link. I'll just send it to you.
Oh, do it.
It's like I don't want to post it in this chat.
Okay, you're gonna send it on the message or what? Or Discord?
Yeah, just open the chat bubble.
Okay.
Here in the call. It's the first picture.
I'm looking for it. Oh, there it is. Show chat. Shit.
I can't remember if this is from it specifically because obviously it doesn't say, but it's the exact image I was looking at.
Oh, this is the image?
It's a link. I mean, I can just send you the image.
Visit site. It's just taking me to this thing.
The Facebook page?
Is it this thing? Yeah, it's just taking me to this.
Okay, hold on, because now I have to go back to see your screen. Yeah, exactly that.
Well,
yeah, right there. Creepy. That first picture. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah, that very, very first picture, that image. I'm just trying to remember what it's from. Like, I know that's my point. I thought it was Da Vinci Code, and it's not showing that it is from Da Vinci Code.
When asked why he portrayed Satan as an androgynous, almost beautiful being, played by Rosalinda Salanchantro, he said the way he did Gibson replied, I believe the devil is real, but I don't believe he shows up too often with horns and smoke and a forked tail. The devil is smarter than that. Evil is alluring, attractive. It looks almost normal, almost good, but not quite. Well, that's pretty accurate, ain't it? That's what I tried to do with the devil in the film.
It's just so weird. Now I can't pull up what movie it's actually from because it's pulling up a bunch of stuff. But that is the exact image I was looking for.
Is that little Tom Hanks as the baby?
Well, I thought he was in it, and I was like, oh, of course. Now, another like man with a red shoe code in your face. But I can't even tell what movie it's from now because I can't. It's not showing me.
This guy's
That's
asking.
The image I wanted, but it's not showing what it's from.
What is the significance of the old man baby? Somebody answered, it's symbolic of the Antichrist.
Yeah, because that scene, I think now it's saying it's from Passion of the Christ. I can't recall 100% what movie it's from. But what's happening is he's just walking in the street. He sees a woman in a hoodie, and she's holding a baby. And then he keeps walking, and then when he turns back to, I guess, double take, he looks and he sees it's not a woman and it's not a baby. And then we see that image that just popped up.
Freaking creepy. I gotta rewatch that movie now. I'm gonna have to go back and watch Tom Hanks movies to watch all the breadcrumbs that he probably left us about all this shit. I got a lot of tabs open. Hold on. Where are we at here?
Yeah, me too. It's okay. It's okay.
The medal is given out to the nation's best athletes,
I don't want to
performers,
do it
and
like this,
scientists.
but maybe.
In addition to Hanks, Obama gave medals of freedom
That's what
to
AI
Robert
is
De
for.
Niro, Bruce Springsteen, Diana Ross, Michael Jordan,
Yeah.
architect Frank Gehry, philanthropists Bill and Melinda Gates, and mathematician Margaret H. Hamilton. Obama
All
bestowed
horrible
especially
people.
high praise on Hanks, describing him as America's dad. And going on to say
Yeah,
that,
sure.
Tom has always
America's
saved his best role for
nasty
real life. He
pedophilic
is a
dad.
good man, which is the best title you can have. The audacity. One fan even commented on the award
The
saying,
audacity.
that must be the
One
the
pedo
biggest
calling the other
F in
pedo a
every
great
room
person.
I ever go into metal.
Okay, so
I mean,
my bad.
sure,
It is from
Tom
The
might
Passion
be
of
a
the
talented
Christ.
actor, but that doesn't
Ah.
automatically make him the
I watched
perfect
that
dad.
movie.
Chet's revelations paint a different
Mel
picture
Gibson, man.
altogether.
He
Being
was
a good
on it,
man in
bro.
real life.
We all called him crazies.
Actions speak louder than words. And it looks like Chet's
Well, now it's
experiences
weird
tell a
because you
different
said
story.
that, and
Anyway,
you said
fans
he was
quickly
also
connected the dots
Apocalypto, right?
and suspected that those
He's the one that
sneaky
directed
Hollywood
that, yeah.
elites might have pulled
Yeah,
some strings to get
2
Tom that
movies?
prestigious
Odd.
award.
I wanna look
I mean,
that up
it's no
later
secret
myself.
that he's rubbed shoulders with the big shots
He
in
was ousted
Tinseltown.
from Hollywood
And when you're
'cause
buddy-buddy
he
with the
probably
powerful
didn't
and
put up with
famous,
this
who
shit.
knows what kind of favors they can pull off? What's more,
He didn't
Hank has
fit
a
the
wide range
criteria.
of friends who most fans consider to be elite in the showbiz industry.
I wanna know what
From
stories
co-stars
about
like
them.
Meg
Yeah.
Ryan and Julia Roberts to directors like Steven Spielberg and
Oh,
Ron
so
Howard.
there's something else
Tom
that I was
Hanks
looking
has
for that I
built a
can't
network
find.
of influential
I
friends
saw it
throughout
2
his
days ago. I was
career.
gonna send it to you,
These
but I didn't.
relationships extend
Well, I
beyond
was gonna
just
send it to
professional
anybody. I just thought it was
collaborations,
weird.
as Tom has often
It was
been
yesterday or
socializing
2
with
days
these
ago.
high-profile individuals exposed further.
It
A while
was
back, some people were claiming that
Epstein
Tom Hanks was being
going
detained
around
in order to
taking
make way for
selfies
the
on his
emergence of Michael
island
Clark
with
Rockefeller.
3 Joe Bidens, with Five Nights at Freddy's. It was a bunch. It was like a 4-minute video, and then it loops to the back, but I can't find it now.
Oh,
Of
yeah,
course,
that,
I've been looking for it since we started talking.
I seen that trend on Instagram. The first one I saw was Epstein taking photos with everybody that's in the files. Basically, they're all like AI, right? I remember you sending me that. It was the good one.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Then yeah,
Who is
that's. I just want to make
Michael
sure
Rockefeller
because
was
I was
not
like, I
only
can't
the
find
son
where
of
it's
one
at.
of the
But
richest and most powerful men in America. He was the son of the
Okay.
governor of the state of New York.
You and I and even the likes of the people on the Turner Classic movies understand that
Now, the question is, why would he be arrested and replaced so swiftly? Well, that's likely because he has been quite vocal about the alleged dark truths of this industry. For example, as a figure renowned for his credibility and moral values, Tom Hanks has left both fans and industry peers in a state of shock and deep reflection with his...
Think about that movie he's in. It was called Big. You remember that movie?
yeah,
That's the movie where Tom Hanks becomes a child. Or, he was a child and becomes an adult. And he had sex
Yeah,
with that
overnight.
girl. So technically she had sex with the child.
Oh.
Boom.
I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, well, technically.
Recent revelations.
I mean, that
His
sucks,
courageous
but
choice
like,
to
you
address
know,
a deeply
now that
ingrained
even
and
kind of makes a little more
sensitive
sense
issue not
about
only highlights the
why they
gravity
were
of the
even,
situation,
what do you call it,
but also prompts
whispering
unsettling
that
questions
idea
about
in
the
Back to the
extent of his
Future.
alleged wrongdoings at the heart of the
I mean,
entertainment
Castaway.
industry.
Guess what? He gets put on an island.
In any corporation,
we all know about islands
any
now.
industry, you have a type of sexual politics that goes on that can slide in between.
Apparently, Hollywood's once gleaming facade has begun
And what
to reveal
happened? It
cracks,
was the
particularly
whatever
as a
name
rising
of
number
the
of its
ball
members
that you said it was
summon the
supposed to be,
courage to
not
draw
Wilson,
back
but
the
the real
curtain
name.
and unveil
Trying to
long,
get
dark
away from the
secrets that have
island.
remained
Yeah.
concealed for decades. Tom Hanks, with his illustrious career and unblemished
Creepy.
reputation, stands as a paragon of virtue in an industry that is often marred by controversies. According to him, I have pulled every single one of those moments of behavior myself on a set. Not everybody is at their best every single
is there any
day
more
on a
good
motion
stuff on this
picture
one?
set. I've had tough days trying to be a professional when my
We're
life
gonna
is
go back to the other one now.
Where they were operating this whole trafficking thing out of. Unfortunately, what they realized is there isn't even a basement to this place. As opposed to disproving anything, this just fueled the fire even more for people who theorize about it. Things would ultimately come to a head, though, in March of 2017. Isaac is hanging out and playing Mafia. It's like a role-playing game with some of his friends.
the
And these
game
friends
Mafia.
include people like Seth Green, James Gunn, Seth Green's wife. Just a number of different celebrity friends are all hanging out playing this game. And at a certain point, whether they know that he's into these theories or he's into purporting these theories or not, Seth
James
Green
Gunn,
calls
I know
him
that name.
out and says, "Yo, man, I want to
He's
show
the
you
director.
something." And he takes him upstairs.
Yeah,
into this,
one of the big
attic
things.
area, and he says that not only is there tons of stuffed animals all over the room up there, but he opens up this secret
What?
bookcase, and behind this secret
Stuffed
bookcase,
animals.
he says, is a room with a bunch of bunk beds, and he says,
my
"This
God.
is where we keep the children."
That's
And at the end of the night,
fucking
it was
creepy.
me, Seth, and his brother-in-law. And Seth turned to me and opened up this secret bookshelf, and he's like, "This is where we keep the children." And I was like, I tried to just put it out of my mind.
That's
but then
fucking
about a month
creepy.
later, because Seth, Claire, and I were having a dinner at their house, and Seth said, "We now need to have a talk about chicken." And I was like, "Oh God." And then he basically admitted that he's a pedophile.
Immediately,
Chicken.
he is like very uncomfortable, but he's not sure if he's just telling him this because he
In Hillary Clinton's leaked emails, she said something about a Lucky's rabbit's foot, and then she had to go sacrifice a chicken to Moloch. Just saying. Moloch is the child sacrifice god.
Yeah, and
it
the
goes all the
quote-
way back to the Canaanites and shit. It's really fucking weird.
knows that he's
The
interested in all
quote
these
there
theories
said that
about
chicken
things going
refers
on
to
in the
young
underground
boys.
and
Yep.
within the wealthy
Specifically.
elite and stuff. So he doesn't know what to really think about it. Really, he just tries to put it out of his mind. It's not until a month later when he's at dinner
hard,
with
'cause,
the
like, is
same
he
friend
joking? But the
circle,
bunk beds-
and Seth actually
I don't
calls
know.
him, to the side and says, "Hey man, we've got to talk about chicken." He assumes
Robot
that
chicken?
is like a code word for children. And basically he says that he offered him a deal to enter and be included and accepted into this Illuminati group. In order to be accepted, he would have to do the things that they asked, which would be helping with this whole trafficking thing they're doing. But in exchange, he would get $250,000 a year.
Damn.
And he would be able to drive whatever car he wants to drive. Anytime he wants a new one, he can get whatever car he wants.
That's how they get
And
you,
he
money.
says that he, of course, denied Seth. He says, "No thanks, not interested. That's absolutely insane. What are you talking about?" But then after stewing on it for a little while, he decides that the right thing to do is to come out and to really speak out on it and really tell people, like, this is what's actually going on, you guys. And so he becomes this huge, huge voice whistleblowing on the entertainment industry and calling out people like Seth Green, Tom Hanks, James Gunn, all these different famous celebrities. He's accusing these things, and it starts a wave of craziness on the internet. Now, because Kappy starts talking about all these different things, and he's kind of purporting these theories that there is some sort of child trafficking circle going on within Hollywood, the Q community latches onto this and immediately
Oh,
is
those poor
identifying with the
Q-tards,
things that
man.
he's
They were
saying.
so
They're like,
close.
This guy's on our side. Isaac
They were
Kappy
so
is
close to the
definitely on
truth.
our side. They essentially
But
kind
they
of
fell
adopt
for the
Isaac
Trump angle.
Kappy as one of their main spokespeople. And so the things that he says, he's got a huge support network for. You can find
Those
tons
poor
of
guys are so
4chan
close.
forum links that talk a lot about Isaac Kappy. I found a lot of them. To kind of sum up this whole Q movement in a nutshell, these folks believe that the election was essentially rigged and that Donald Trump is their fighting force to try and expose
And that's
this hidden awful
where
agenda of
the swerve
these child
happened.
traffickers that exist within politics.
That's my theory on Q, is that some insider guy, well, actually, the Epstein files kind of tell you what happened. It was like a psyop that Trump wanted to use to like leak out some of these truths that are going on, right? To lure these people in, but then swerve you with that angle. Like they'll give you the 9 truths and then the one major lie, right? So they'll throw in Pizzagate, they'll throw in Isaac Kappy, they'll say all this shit, right? All these things that actually have some legs to them, and then they go, and Trump is the guy that's gonna save us all from it, and that's where they fuck it up. That's where they fucked it all up right there, not realizing that the very people they're trying to oust are the people behind it. How fucking, that's a major psyop, bro. And in the emails, they talk about that. How that was like a plan, you know, that was part of the scheme to get him elected. It's very fucked up. Like, prey on those conspiracy theories, those poor conspiracy theorists. They know they'll believe just about everything. And they were onto something. You know, the satanic cabal of, they were onto something, but then they just got used, man, with that last little bit. They had it all, and then they just trusted the wrong motherfucker. But I'm gonna keep this playing. I'm gonna grab something to drink. Be right back.
And so the whole Comet Ping Pong Pizza thing was a major movement of this whole Q community. They truly believe that there's something going on in the underbelly of our political system. So when Isaac Kappy comes out and starts talking about how it's going on in the entertainment industry as well, he kind of just becomes this unspoken leader of this Q community. So I don't want to say it too much because I don't want to get this video flagged, but definitely do some research on your own. You'll know what I'm talking about. Isaac Kappy talks a lot about this. He talks about it in nearly every interview that he ever does. But one of the main interviews that he did that kind of exploded him onto the scene was when he did a interview with Alex Jones, who I'm sure most everybody knows who Alex Jones is.
Another one.
And he did a feature on
Counter,
the InfoWars
what do they call that?
podcast. And essentially, he just spends his time calling out Seth Green,
Controlled opposition,
Tom Hanks, James Gunn, all these different celebrities, and
Alex
just
Jones
exposing them for what they're doing behind closed doors. And he's trying to bring awareness. Even Alex Jones almost kind of seems skeptical of what he's saying. And he's just kind of questioning everything he says.
Alex Jones,
and he even
disappointed me, dude.
Alex Jones of gaslighting him.
It's okay. So my story with Alex Jones was he was one of the first guys that like get me to open my eyes on conspiracy theories, because the guy, he seemed unhinged, and he was like he felt like the guy that was on my team, but I wouldn't claim him to be on my team because the way he was delivering the truth was so fucking erratic that it was highly entertaining and it was fun to laugh at. But like back when I actually watched the Joe Rogan podcast, when like he actually had the real guest on talking the real shit, and it became, instead of today, it's just like he doesn't want to talk about all these conspiracy things anymore. You can tell he's totally bought and paid for, and all he does is get his billionaire friends to go on the show and like do PR work for themselves, you know, having Peter Thiel and Elon Musk and Donald Trump all on the fucking show just to like humanize these motherfuckers. So Joe Rogan's doing that to a real disservice these days. But before, he would have like Alex Jones on the show, and he'd just let him go. And Alex, he's got all the informations. Like, he has the truth in his fucking head. But I think somewhere along the lines, maybe it was the lawsuit with the Sandy Hook thing, he must have got bought and paid for, because now that the truth is finally coming out, that all the shit he was screaming about years ago is now being confirmed, what does he do? He fucking shills out to the goddamn Trump administration about the whole thing. and just keeps blaming Democrats, not realizing that it's both parties, dude. He keeps making it this one-sided thing. It's like, dude, it's both parties that are fucked up. Quit trying to like create that whole division. Like, he's just creating more division now instead of trying to unify us all together. But the guy was on his shit. Like, if you watch some old school podcasts of Joe Rogan and you just let him go, the truth bombs he was fucking throwing out there. I remember I was watching like him do his thing, and then I go research like point by point that he was making, and most of it was like somewhat verifiable. And I'm like, dude, at least something that he to look into further and like had some legs to it. But now, anything that motherfucker says, you have to take with a whole fucking mountain of salt, because he'll just lure you in with a little bit of truth and then get you to swerve off to the right, saying, "Oh, it's just the Democrats," and Trump has nothing to do with this, blah, blah, blah. Not realizing, I think he does realize it, he's just not admitting to it. And we might have to do this one day on the future ConspiraSleaze thing, but this is funny. This is one of those conspiracy theories I entertained as like, oh, this is going to be a good laugh. But there's a theory floating around. I don't know if you know who Bill Hicks is. He's a comedian from like, he kind of was most famous during the 90s. And there's a theory out there that Bill Hicks is actually Alex Jones. And he faked his death so he could talk about all this conspiracy shit and then like shill off stupid products and shit and just take advantage of dumb people. That's really, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be a ludicrous theory. This is gonna be one I'm just gonna get a good laugh out of. By the end of these videos, I'm convinced this motherfucker is actually somebody else. Bill Hicks faked his fucking death. I'm not gonna get into it, but a real red flag was when Alex Jones was starting out. He was part of this Sacred Cow Productions. There's a guy named Kevin Booth that was like the director of that. Well, Kevin Booth was the same guy who made all of Big Hill's stand-up specials and was his childhood friend. So of course he's someone he could trust with this whole thing. And I know if he did do this, that means he's compromised by the FBI, because no one can fake their death and get away with it out in public like this. Like, you could probably fake, like Michael Jackson could probably fake his death and fall off the face of the earth without the FBI's involvement, possibly. But if you want to like still be a participating member of society, you're gonna have to get in touch with the FBI in order to and I think that's when he became controlled opposition. From the start, he was controlled opposition. They're like, all right, we can give you some of the truth, we can give you some of the shit, but you're going to be the unreliable narrator for us. You're going to be the guy that makes conspiracies look fucking crazy. And he did a damn good job of it by being all fucking eccentric, saying, "Oh, turn the frogs gay, vampires gonna suck off her energy, blah, blah." But like, what he's actually saying was factual, but the way he said it makes you feel like a fucking lunatic for believing it. It worked perfectly for a very long time. And
basically,
now that
like,
he's kind of proven true, he wants to go and shill even harder for the fucking globalists.
Oh, I was about to say, imagine this. Maybe he was the inspiration for Randy Quaid's character in Independence Day, the father. The one that they all doubted. He's like, oh yeah, I've really been abducted by aliens, and they didn't believe him until the very, very end when they come asking for the fighter pilots.
You know about Randy Quaid, right?
No.
They said he went crazy because he was saying that there was a group of, like, a mafia group called he called them the Star Whackers. And he said that, like, they were killing off celebrities for, I can't remember why, but he, like, would make media press conferences saying, they're out to get me. These Star Whackers, they got such and such, they got him, they got that. They was naming names. And I don't think he's too far off.
I mean, I'll say this. Isn't it kind of weird that in today's society, you know, basically anyone could be disappeared if someone really wanted it bad enough? And I'm like, how many enemies has Trump made and he's still around?
See?
You know, no other countries have attempted.
Look at Bob Saget, dude. You know, he died in his hotel room with severe blunt trauma to the back of his head, but nothing in that apartment, nothing leading up to it, suggests anything other than foul play.
Yeah,
but they just write it off like it was nothing. The severe head trauma he had couldn't have just come from slipping and falling. He was found in his fucking bed. How did that happen?
Blunt trauma means specifically with force to an object or by an object.
Chris Cornell, Chester Bennington, all those guys, Avicii, the DJ, the EDM guy, all those three guys specifically were trying to make films. They were going to make a documentary about sex trafficking in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Allegedly, this was the theory. And they were all hanged. They were all, there's some kind of calling card that they leave, some kind of red, I think it was like a red cloth or something weird that all three of them had like a weird thing there. But Avicii was especially weird because it seemed like I remember watching his documentary. I didn't know much about him, but like seemed just like some nobody Swedish guy who was just got really good with music production software and made a bunch of great shit, and probably got wrapped up in the party scene too much, drank a little too much, you know. But then he got out of the record industry because he was being overworked like crazy, and he was just at a point in his life where he was doing it independently and like still collaborating with artists. Like he lost his love for music for a little bit, but once he started working independently and really doing his own thing, seemed like things were looking up for the guy. And then all of a sudden he offs himself. That doesn't compute in Rico's brain, you know. And Bennington's a different story because he was probably abused as a kid, so you take that. I mean, I still think he didn't off himself either, but you know, childhood trauma can really do some shit to you.
Well, I mean, this is a little odd, but like I remember having a conversation with my mom, and my mom was like, you think Michael Jackson is so rich and he's able to have doctors that are going against the law, giving him his preferred drug, but she was like, you don't think that that's questionable? Like that doctor has been prescribing him his propofol or whatever for however long he's been in his career, and all of a sudden he makes a mistake? When they were trying to scapegoat the doctor, that it was his fault that why he passed.
Right before the This Is It tour, the big finale. I remember watching like maybe a year after his supposed death, there was like back when Netflix was like the early days of Netflix when they first started doing streaming on like Xbox Live and shit. They pretty much would just put any movie on there. And one of them, this person made a pretty comprehensive but very amateur style documentary about how he faked his death. And they broke down some shit that I still haven't seen on the internet. Something about the ambulance that picked him up being two different ambulances. Like the one that showed up didn't have the same numbers as the one that left. And the certain dance routines he was doing for practicing was like, she was saying it was like symbolic of like, basically his way of like telling us that he's gonna fake his death. I don't know. It had some out there examples, but then some really, you know, it made me question it all the way back then. But I rolled it off for a long time thinking, you know, maybe he did just die in sleep. But now it's all coming out, dude. It's all coming out, bro. I'm 100% convinced that this guy was just trying to save the damn kids. And they just flipped the script on them. Tried to make him look like a predator when they were the fucking predators the entire time.
Dude.
So fucked up.
Probably.
I'm sorry, Michael Jackson.
I would say without spoiling it, that's exactly what Wicked, the Wizard of Oz, is exactly what's happening. They're claiming the exact opposite, so you would never believe that it was the truth. And it's like, you know, how better to, you know, red's not color red is green. Basically, you know.
Yeah, they're trying to get the head of the story, so they're the first thing that comes out with it. So then the person who they're accusing is just having to play defense the entire time. Like Michael just had to play defense the whole fucking time. and he couldn't even get his like point out. You know, it's sad what they did to that man.
Just a very interesting interview. But once he does this interview, he kind of explodes after this because people are like, what is this guy talking about? And who is this guy? And like, what does he have to say? And so Isaac Kappy quickly becomes this monumental figure in this whole movement. And over the next 3 years plus, Isaac continues to purport these theories and continues to spread awareness and like talk about
ADHD's kicking in, Rex. So we were just talking about Michael Jackson. I got to show you some. Came out to me. I wanted to send this to you earlier. Another video.
Life to protect children, yet was misunderstood by the world as a criminal. Neverland, this mysterious place, was not as simple as the outside world thought.
MJ
Recently,
update.
a previously undisclosed truth was revealed. In Neverland, Michael Jackson shielded children from the forces of darkness, keeping them away from the terrifying reality of Epstein's Island. He provided children with a sanctuary, protecting them from harm and abuse, yet was misrepresented by the media and the public as a criminal. He was falsely accused of abuse, while the real abusers remained undisclosed. Macaulay Culkin and other celebrities publicly defended Jackson, proving that he was not only a musical genius, but also a hero who fought for the safety and protection of children.
You're a hero, Michael.
He not only protected children from physical harm, but also helped celebrities like Britney Spears, offering her advice when she faced control from her father, protecting her freedom. Today, as more truths are revealed, we can finally see Michael Jackson for who he truly was, a hero who sacrificed for others.
Good on you, Michael.
So Michael Jackson used...
Good on you, Michael. I don't believe any of the propaganda anymore. Never again. I just wish he would... I mean, he's not dead, though. I don't know if he's dead. I'm not sure if he's dead. But I wish he would come back to the world so we can all embrace him again and be like, Michael, you were right. And thank you for faking their death and coming back. Let's hear that fucking Thriller 2 album, dude. I know you've been cooking up some good shit while you were away. That's what I would hope.
It's like you. Like, you never fake your death, but you would never stop working.
No, straight up, dude. I'd just be making music on my own little private island. Now, I would go on an island now. It's got bad reps. Now, I can no longer eat pizza. I can no longer eat jerky. I can no longer buy a private island. It's all ruined.
And no chicken.
No chicken now. God damn, dude. They ruined. They use all
Honestly,
the good food for their
people,
coded language.
He kind of
it's
seems like
up.
a tinfoil hat wearing, probably substance
no Asian
abusing
food.
individual who is off his
what was it?
rocker
No
and maybe
sushi.
has some mental health issues. People
Sushi,
are like,
tuna,
what is this guy
muffins,
talking
all
about?
done.
Is he really accusing Tom Hanks, who's like the father of most people? He played in such amazing movies, like America's Dad.
Yeah, you would never
He's
think.
really accusing him of these crazy things.
You would never think it'd
People
be Tom
just
Hanks,
think that
right?
he's crazy.
And that's exactly why I
Until
think
his claims start getting
it's exactly why.
substantiated. One thing he does talk
It's a
about over and over
calculated
in a lot of his
effort.
interviews is that
His
nobody
whole
ever
career
sues
was a
him
calculated
for defamation
move
of character.
to get
And
you
if
to
the
never
things
think he
saying
was
were not
a
true,
monster.
They're pretty
The first thing you
intense,
said about
serious
him.
allegations that he's making.
Forrest
He's not just saying that they
Gump.
like took something from the grocery store.
Life is
and
like a
didn't
box
pay
of
for it. Like,
chocolates.
he's saying some
You
pretty
never know who's
serious
a fucking
allegations.
pedo
So the
monster.
fact that nobody has come
think that was the
forward
quote.
and tried to sue him for defamation, it just seems a little fishy. It's likely because they were really scared of the discovery coming out
Yeah,
and what
dude.
people will find
Take
out
it to
if
court.
they do
Let's
sue.
find some
And so I
discoveries.
just thought that was kind of interesting because he does say that in a lot of his interviews. Like, sue me. You won't. I know you won't. Nobody has because you know that the discovery will come out. And it's like, honestly, he's probably right. But things continued like this for him for a while.
That's a good
and he
defense,
just
dude.
continued building
If
himself
you really
up in
know
this
these people
movement
are monsters like
until
that,
things really hit ahead
like,
in
all right, sue me
2018
then, bitch.
when Epstein
We're gonna
starts
find
to
out.
make his
We're
way
gonna
back
fucking
into
find
the
out.
media and back into the tabloids.
My hair's messed up.
And people are starting to talk about this supposed deal that he was getting. Epstein was originally in jail, but
My
and
Joe
somehow the
Biden-
person
Biden
offering
mask
him
is
this
slipping.
deal was related or connected with Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And so people
Well,
were speculating.
the weirdest
what's
thing
going
about
on
that,
with
bro,
this whole thing.
is how
And
the
that's
fuck
when
do
Isaac Kappy
high
really
school shows, plays, they have a whole crew of hair and makeup, and you're telling me these high profile people, like a person playing the president, doesn't have a crew making sure that they look perfect at every second on camera?
Well, if you heard that email, remember that email I read? It said it was on purpose. They started doing it on
Oh.
purpose. Just to fuck with people, man. These guys are psychopaths. We're trying to irrational people, you know?
Yeah.
I think right away they're like, all right, we'll do the math, we'll make it look nice. And then eventually after doing it so much too, you get a little lazy, right? And they're like, how much can we get away with fooling people?
Yeah,
It's
I was
probably,
about to say, well, fuck
you know what I
kids,
mean? Like,
they don't even notice.
like that's probably a lot with pro wrestling too, right? It's like, how much can we get away with like getting people to believe our bullshit? And people believed that shit, right, for a long time before Vince McMahon finally said, you know, this isn't real, right? Because back then, kayfabe was the moneymaker, man. And they're like, how much can we get away with? Thinking that making people believe this shit was actually legit. And my fandom of pro wrestling has got me to decipher this shit in real life, man. I really do think that being a lifelong pro wrestling fan, I was a lot easier to spot out the kayfabe in real life. The fucking bullshit, like, oh, this feels like pro wrestling. Oh, this looks politics especially. It's like, oh, this is rage bait. Oh, this is just a kayfabe angle right now. This is totally, they're just trying to get me to believe something that's not real.
Starts hammering on this whole Epstein Island thing. He comes out with this brackets and jackets video, the Epstein Island edition. And
Oh, sorry, you didn't hear me. I said like Kayla's dying.
Funniest pieces of expose
Kayla's never
that
died.
I've ever seen in my life, and
He's
I'm
a
not the only
demigod,
one
he
who
can't
feels
die.
that way. Tons of people love this video, but basically he just sings while he is exposing and calling out Epstein for all of these crazy things. The things that he says sound pretty wild.
Hello, guys. Something special is happening in here. That's right. It's brackets and jackets. Bringing it back for brackets and jackets.
Look at them.
Special Epstein Island edition.
Oh shit!
That's right, folks. Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein.
This is way back when.
The man with the island, which is suspiciously close to Haiti. That's right.
Oh,
you
shit.
see this man, Jeffrey Epstein, is funding lots of people. He's funding lots of people on the street to make shit. Get out!
This guy was on this shit, dude.
That's right. They want the record sealed. And they're paying a lot of people. Epstein's paying a lot of people.
Yes, he was.
Oh, boy. For one, he's got a whole Mossad media matrix in America.
Hold on.
I would bet you anything.
I got to go with that. There's a whole list of text that was scrolling, and I think we're going to find some juice here. Look at this guy, dude. See, Isaac Kappy was on this shit, bro. He was ahead of the game. Talking about all this shit before anybody knew, dude.
That was the Eye of Horus and on the island.
Oh my god, look at this. He's outing everybody. Holy shit, bro. Look at the list. Oh my goodness. This is all people associated with Epstein. These reporters and networks.
Those are reporters, yeah.
These reporters and networks have been named in the WikiLeaks to have colluded with the DNC or Hillary Clinton campaign in the 2016 election cycle. From the email, the first email leaks that WikiLeaks made, the Podesta emails. Cecilia Vega, ABC, David Moore, ABC, Diane Sawyer, George Stephanopoulos, John Carl, Liz Kreutz, Julie Pace, Ken Thomas, Lisa Lehrer, April. Okay, just a bunch of news reporters. Bloomberg's. I'm not gonna name every name here. I'm just gonna go for ones that pop out of my head. CBS reporters, pretty much all of them. Holy shit. See, the media is just bought and paid for, bro. That's why they're not talking about any of this shit right now, currently, about these files. They're trying to make you think that he was a Russian, he's KGB agent, just because he had ties with Putin. He had ties with everybody, first of all. And they're not telling you the biggest ties are with Israel. He's Mossad, motherfucker. He's not just KGB. He's CIA and Mossad. And he was working to infiltrate with Russian intelligence, too. He had his fucking fingers in everything, dude. But he's also CIA. And that's what the FBI doesn't want you to know. Is that this guy was part of our shit, too. Not just Mossad, either. They don't want you to know that. They really don't want you to know he was CIA as well. He's intelligence, bro. Okay, Steve, CBS, look at CNN's, all these guys. I know a Jake Tapper, I've heard that name. See, I don't even know, I don't watch the news, so I don't even know half these fucking
There was
people.
a name earlier I thought I recognized, Gail King.
Mike Feldman, Daily Beast, Huffington Post. Look at this, got their fingers in every little jar. Anita Kuma, Betsy Fisher, Alex Wagner. Apparently the Clintons are supposed to testify on these Epstein files. I don't know how truthful they're going to be, but my hope is that they're at some fucking point where they feel like they've been used and abused by the very handlers that set them up in the first place, and maybe they're just going to be like, fuck it, let's burn the world to the ground with us. We're fucked. Let's just start fucking Trump up too. Like, I feel like Hillary Clinton's last ditch effort could be like this suicide bomb type deal, right? Where she's like, I'm gonna go down for this. I'm bringing him down too, because he stopped me from being president. Because as much as they were all on the same team, I'm sure she really wanted to be president, and he fucked it all up. I'm sure that was not in the cards in her agenda. Like, I'm sure he really did kind of fuck that up, but at the same time, again, that famous quote by a Rothschild who said something about, show me who has the money and I care not who makes its laws. So these rich bankers that all these people are politicking for really don't care who ends up being in control, as long as they're being controlled by the rich bankers. So they would have took Hillary. They would have took Trump. As long as they're still playing for the good old greenbacks. As long as they're still playing for the Rothschilds, it's fine. But yes, look at all the NBC, Alex Wagner. Well, it's just too many names to go through right now. But I knew this was going to be a whole list of people that are just co-opted. People Magazine, PBS even, Politico, Tina Brown, The Hill, Univision even, dude. Vice, Vox. Washington Post, WSJ, Bridge, Yahoo, Bridge Between Media.
The weird thing is too, I wonder if are they not subpoenaing Trump, or are they not going to subpoena him yet? Like, why aren't they making him testify?
Because they're trying to protect his ass, bro. They know if they made him testify, it's all gonna crumble, bro, for him. He needs to get fucking impeached. That's got to be the first goddamn thing. And I'm usually not this kind of guy, but since Jeffrey Epstein is still alive, and I don't trust them rearresting him, I feel like they're just gonna try to get him out again. Once we find that fucker, who's probably just sitting in Tel Aviv playing Fortnite right now, if we find that bastard, we need to bring him to justice, put him out in the public square, bring all the accusers that molested, that were victims of Epstein firing squad. Straight up. Let them all just get a shot at him. That's the only way of justice at this point, in Rico's mind. They had to bring back the guillotine and French Revolution this shit, dude. That's the only way we're gonna fucking get through this shit. I mean, I usually don't call for violence. I'm definitely not calling for violence here in the stream. Rico's a peaceful guy. I may have done some crimes in the past on GTA, but that was old Rico. This new Rico is very non-violent, okay? And I'm a people person. Power to the people, okay? But it seems like the only way to have a real revolution right now is to get all these rich, powerful people the fuck out of here by any means necessary. Now, throw them in prison forever? Sure, but they're very well connected. They can get out and fake their deaths. We're finding this out very clearly. I'm sure they all can't do that if we just mass arrest them all, but people like Epstein, though, he needs to be publicly, so we all know for sure he's gone. I don't mean that for everybody that was his clients, especially when some of them aren't totally provable yet. Like Elon Musk definitely wanted to, doesn't mean he did, but he definitely showed desperation that he wanted to. But there's not enough to prosecute that, not enough to warrant that type of punishment for him. He should be thrown in jail, though. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah.
Definitely stripped of all of his fucking wealth so we can redistribute. Do you know he has more than 53%? His wealth is more than 53% of American house owners. House owners. So it's not including you or me's, Rex. He's already way richer than us. But like 53% of people that are doing okay in life, having a house, right? That's doing pretty decent. He's more richer than half of them. How is society like this right now? It's the fucking capitalism. It's fucking rigged. They're all criminals. They need to be brought to justice. And we'll come up with the punishment as we go. It's not going to be across the board. Each person's going to be specific, but that's the only way to get rid of fucking Epstein for good. The only justice in my mind. Get those victims out and firing squad that motherfucker, dude. Just him, though. Everybody else, we'll figure it out later. We'll start with Bill Gates, Elon Musk, and Peter Thiel. Those are the three. And then get Cash Patel, Dan Bongino, Pam Bondi, throw them in prison.
Yeah.
We don't need the firing squad, them. They didn't commit these crimes, but they're protecting all these crimes. And that's just as fucked up in Rico's mind. They need to be stripped of their jobs. I can't believe that they still have a fucking job. But you know why they do have a job? Because if they feel like they're wrongfully fired or removed their position, they're probably going to start talking, dude. But they're going to be like, dude, they threatened my family. They threatened my, all the truth is going to leak out there of why they had to basically sell their entire souls and ruin their entire reputations for this goddamn administration. There's got to be a deep reason for the constant gaslighting. It's not just because they want to. It's because they fucking have to, because their life is on the line. They feel like they'll probably die if they if they tell the truth. They're probably at that point,
Yeah, imagine if we worked in politics right now, specifically in the White House, like the Senate and whatever. Imagine how in jeopardy our jobs would be if we publicly spoke against Trump because of his reputation. He doesn't like what you say. You don't agree with him, you get fired.
He's got shooters too, dude. He's got people
to
take people out. He's got, I mean, in his early days, he used to love working with the mob because the mob, they're not going to be the ones to, if he can screw them over, I wouldn't say screw them over, but he could do shady things with them business-wise because if they try to bring up a case, it's the fucking mob. They're going to expose themselves, too, of being a mafia. So, he loved working with mob members. It's kind of a known thing. So the dude is a shady guy from the get-go, man. What does this say? The Bridge Podesta Group. Bridge between media, FBI, DOJ, HRC+. Why did Podesta Group close? Public charges? No. Why close? When did Huber start? November? JP Human November. Sealed. Do they know? Why did Podesta Group close? Why no leaks? Who else knows? HRC deal requests. All these people fucking know about Epstein all the way back then. Why? IG greater than Huber. Can IG close evidence in what I don't know IG is in pending criminal cases and public disclosure reports? Why not? Grand jury, taint, bias. Everyone has an opinion. Clickbait. Q. The last thing he says is Q. That's crazy. All right.
Media matrix in America, and
I gold there.
Bet you anything that Alex Jones is one of them. Prove me wrong. That's right. Cappy's in the portal.
What did he say about Alex Jones? Did he just confirm what I thought about Alex Jones? I gotta go back and listen to that part. Alex Jones controlled opposition. I'm telling you. All those info tards, those info wartards, dude. You've got the right motives. You know the globalists are trying to take over. You've got the conspiracy brain, but you're letting that fucktard control you. Don't listen to him. He might give you some goods, but all in all, he's an overall fucking cancer to this movement. Don't fucking listen to Bill Hicks. I don't even call him Alex Jones anymore. He's Bill Hicks to me forever and ever. We're gonna find out why in the future episode. We're gonna expose that. It feels like my obligation to from one guy who's, you know, allegedly, you know, they say a rumor about the Rico that I am also Only Logan, but clearly we're two different peoples. Only Logan's still, you know, he still streams, he's still alive and well. It's not like he faked his death to become Rico Sleaze. We're two different peoples, but from one person accused of being a different person to another, that is Bill Hicks. All right.
Mossad Media Matrix in America. And I would bet you anything that Alex Jones is one of them.
Yep.
Prove me wrong. That's right.
No, I prove you're right.
In the portal. Cappy's in the portal.
You're so right.
Cappy's in the building with songs about Epstein. It's Breakfast Jacket's Epstein edition.
I like this.
I had some epiphanies today. I had some real big epiphanies.
Is that Tom Hanks?
About some guys.
That's Woody Allen.
A big network of guys and spies and lies and liars. All right.
That's pretty good AI.
For a minute, okay?
Literally, this video is as hilarious as it is insightful.
Yeah,
And
dude.
Like I said, he's just calling out Epstein and
That
all
was
these other
amazing.
people for all these atrocious things that they've been doing. And
Hold on, can I watch the full video? There's got to be a full video somewhere. Brackets and jackets. It's right here. This is another. You ever been to BitChute? It's it's basically a lawless. It's kind of like Rumble. What Rumble is to Twitch, kind of like more of a free speech platform. It's like a lawless YouTube, kind of the Wild West of YouTube. So you're gonna get some. You can find some real gold in here, but you got to sift through a lot of bullshit. You know what I mean? Because they're just gonna let anybody talk. But it looks like they got the full video here. That was perfect.
Big retailers don't want you to.
And that's how I know this is bullshit, because of these ads. Watch, I guarantee the next ad, the ad is about, it's always an AI guy, but the next ad is going to be about the fucking outlet, like a plug-in outlet.
Check out the outlet that you never knew you needed, but now you can't live without. Let me show you how it works.
Every time.
So it goes directly over
The outlet I never knew I needed.
You don't even need to take the cover off.
Oh, thanks.
And it gives
Every
you
time. That's all they can afford is these two ads for everything. All right, here we go. Brackets and jackets. Let's get it. You ready? Full video.
Hello, guys. Something special is happening in here. That's right. It's Brackets and Jackets. Bringing it back for Brackets and Jackets. Special Epstein Island edition. That's right, folks. Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein, the man with the island, which is suspiciously close to Haiti.
You know what they do over there?
That's right. You see this man, Jeffrey Epstein, is funding lots of people. He's funding lots of people on the street to make sure his shit doesn't get out.
Dude, the Bill Clinton dress photo was even...
The record sealed.
This guy was on his shit. How do you know about that?
Paying a lot of people. Epstein paying a lot of people.
That just came out like last year.
Boy.
God, Cappy's ahead of the game.
Media Matrix in America. And
That's
I
Zora
would
Ranch.
bet you anything that Alex Jones is one of them.
Yup.
Prove me wrong. That's right. Cappy's in the portal. Cappy's in the portal.
Cappy's in the portal.
Building with songs about Epstein. It's Breakfast Jacket's Epstein edition. Guys, I had some epiphanies
Tom Hanks.
today. I had some real big epiphanies about some guys.
Woody Allen.
A big network of guys and spies and lies and liars. All right, think about this.
That was
for a
John
minute,
Travolta.
Okay? The guy in Portland, the scientist that just got busted for producing CP, that guy is 1 degree of separation away from Epstein. Epstein, the investor that lives in West Palm Beach, Florida. I know a guy who lives in West Palm Beach, Florida as well. Investor as well. Also involved as well. And all is not well with these guys. The Florida boys, the Glow boys, the Scott Israels of the world.
You see what he did with his finger there? He made the sign of the pedophilia sign. It's like that squiggly circle. Watch again.
Florida as well, investor as well, also involved as well, and all is not well with these guys.
Yep.
The Florida boys, the Glow boys, the Scott Israels of the world. You see, Epstein is Hillary Clinton, and Epstein is Haiti, and Epstein is a big network of media assets. By the way, did you know that
Steve Bannon
was going to that guy for money?
Yes.
Also, Epstein is Epstein Oprah. Epstein is
Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker.
Oh my God, dude.
I remember him.
This is
also
forever ago.
Kevin Spacey.
This is crazy, dude. This is actually blowing Rico's mind, dude. He is outing people that we're just figuring out, like, to the public about a couple of months ago, dude. Like, within the last year, like Chris Tucker, all this shit, that wasn't public information until last year. He was deep in these rabbit holes, man. He's calling out so much shit. Like, how did he get the Bill Clinton in the dress photo that we all found out about through the Epstein file dump, dude? The first release. Holy fuck, this guy was in it. I don't even know how I figured this shit out. Holy shit, bro. Anyways, sorry.
Epstein is also Prince Andrew. Epstein is also... Who else is Epstein?
For any allegations,
Who else
dude.
is Epstein? Tell me. You guys know.
Bill Gates.
Who else is Epstein? Is Epstein Big Pharma?
Yep.
Is Epstein Bryan Singer?
Yep.
Is Epstein Naomi Campbell?
Yep. Oh my
Yep.
God.
All of the
Call their
above.
ass out.
All of the above.
Tarantino,
Who
Spacey,
is
Clinton.
Epstein?
Holy fuck, dude.
Epstein is the key.
We're going backwards on that one, too. Does this do little seconds back? Who's on that plane? The Lolita Express. This guy was in it, on it, way before anybody, bro. Holy absolute fucking shit. Like, I know that, like, people knew about some of this shit like, I knew about some of this shit way before it was, the file dump came out and kind of proved it. But not like this. In a comprehensive video, calling out shit that, I mean, things that, almost like he's predicting the future. Doesn't it feel like it? Like he's predicting the fucking future here. We got Prince Andrew, Bill Gates, Quentin Tarantino, Kevin Spacey, Mr. Clinton. Oh, that's the Virgin Mobile guy, Richard Branson or something. Who, I don't know who the chick is. Do you know who that chick is? I don't know who that chick is, but I have no reason to doubt. And who's at the end there?
It kind of looks like Keira Knightley, but no.
I don't even know who's at the end there, but I believe every single one of these people are on the island. This guy knows too much. This is why he died. This is why he got killed.
The whole motherfucking Matrix.
This is why.
And once you pull it out, it all falls down. Dersh was there
Alan
too.
Dershowitz.
That's right, we're dropping red pills every day. Dropping red pills in the best kind of way. This is brackets and jackets for the denizens of islands.
Bro, holy absolute fucking shit. I never watched that full
Introducing
video.
the Diablo 12-gauge shotgun pistol.
That was amazing. Absolutely amazing, bro. Does he have any more? He said the Epstein edition. Does he have more brackets and jackets? That was incredible. Like, that was absolutely incredible, dude. That like aged like fine wine. Everything he said, everybody he put on that thing, we're seeing that this was something he knew about forever ago. Well, it seems like forever ago, right? This is probably like 2018, 2019. That's forever ago. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Comparatively speaking. Is there more? Ruby Ridge edition? What's Ruby Ridge? Why does that sound familiar? And we can check it out.
A top global financial strategist is warning that the U.S. stock market may be entering a bubble even more dangerous than 2008.
All right, let's get the outlet guy.
Coming in a 1-pack, a 2-pack, and a 4-pack, this changes the outlet.
Oh, it changes the outlet game, bro.
I'm missing a screw that goes right in the middle.
Well, you should put that screw in there. Ruby Ridge. That sounds so familiar. Is this the same video?
Hello, guys.
It's the same video.
Special is happening in here. That's right. It's brackets and jackets. Bringing it back for brackets and jackets. Special MC.
Yeah, it's the same one. Oh. I was really hoping he'd have more, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, bro. I knew searching his ass on this BitChute was going to be vital and clutch. Brackets and jackets. Catchy song, too. That's catchy. All right.
I think there might be two there, maybe. No. Well, look. The video that you had mentioned, he's wearing a jean coat with like a black shirt, I think.
That's his last live streams.
Okay. And so then the other one is with the aviators and the pink shirt.
I think it's the same video. Oh, this one?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Unless it's like they're using it as a source video to reference him.
I might have to do some extra deep diving after this too, but let's see how far we are in this video. That was incredible, man.
Let me just remind you that
that
this
just
video
goes to show
was
you
posted on
that this
May
guy knows
1st
what the fuck he's talking about.
Now compare
right?
that video with
that just
Cappy's
100%
final
confirms
live
to
broadcast
me
that he
that
posted
knew.
on Periscope
He knows
on May
this shit,
10th
bro.
of 2019.
Trust this motherfucker.
Where
dude.
am I going? Well,
wow, dog.
Junior JFK. Yep. Junior JFK.
This video leaves everybody extremely concerned and extremely confused about what possibly he could have done to warrant this post and why he won't just tell us like what he did.
So where did you find this hoodie that you
his normal
were
spot,
showing me last
logo
time?
above him. He doesn't have his
Where they
same...
find what?
Because it is pretty nice. The hoodie.
The hoodie?
What you're wearing?
Oh, what I'm wearing? I got this on I think I just got it on Amazon. It's my newest wardrobe. The fleece cheetah hoodie, you know. You can get it at your retail stores. I don't know. It's comfy. It's very comfy.
Laughy, jokey attitude.
That's what's
He's
up,
not
bro.
wearing goofy sunglasses.
It's funny because my
and
mom
he
would have
appears
liked
to be
it.
extremely
She would have
anxious,
given it to you, and it would have been a
kind
perfect
of just
gift.
calm, quiet, very introverted, very introspective. He just doesn't seem like himself.
We have some like family towels that she
his eyes
had
aren't bugging
in the
out
same
like he
design.
usually is. Like it honestly kind of looks like he might have been in like a hotel or a motel somewhere, and a lot of people speculate that at this time he was actually on the run. He also makes another post, and he puts that out on Instagram. It's like a 2-page, just massive block of text where he basically describes how he spent too much time focusing on the darkness outside of him and in the world that exists everywhere else.
Sounds like
and he's
Rico.
spent no time finding the darkness within him and working on himself, essentially. He talks about how he has intense substance abuse issues. He's struggling with mental health issues. And it talks about how he's really just upset about the person that he's become and the things that he's done and how people think he's a good guy, but he's not a good guy. He's a bad guy. It's just very strange, and it's such a stark contrast to the normal Isaac that you see in almost every other post that he makes. Just very strange.
What did he do?
This post was
That's the
actually
biggest
made
question
on
right now.
an Instagram account.
What did he do that was so bad that got him
didn't have
killed?
a blue check mark.
Besides
So either
brackets
it
and
was a
jackets.
secondary account or another account or a brand new account, something, but it was not his official Instagram account, which has since been wiped from the internet, by the way. So honestly, it leads a bunch of people to wonder, like, was this even really Isaac Kappy that wrote this? Was he under some sort of duress when he made that previous live broadcast where he was saying all these other things? What happened that he changed so drastically in less than 2 weeks? Fast forward 3 days to May 13th, 2019. News is breaking that Isaac Kappy Trans-Western Road Bridge in Belmont, Arizona, and unfortunately, he was hit by a truck passing under the bridge and did not survive. They're saying that his passing was a self-exit. But with everything that we know that he was into, people are not ready to accept that. I was able to find some of the body cam footage from the actual accident
he was acting
scene
weird.
and the police that were investigating.
see.
And not only
But
does
he's
the
maybe
officer
just
walk
so
over and check
fucking
out the Ford
traumatized from
F-150,
everything
which
he's
looks
learning.
unscathed completely. No red liquid, no dents, no damage, no cracks in the windshield,
what the
no
hell?
nothing. So
That's the guy that's the
did
truck
he
that hit
really
him.
hit this Ford F-150 is
Sure?
what people are wondering. And to make things even weirder, the same officer walks back towards the crime scene. Once he gets back near where his body's laying, one of the guys that was helping out, I think he's a paramedic or a firefighter, brings up his phone or a phone. And they give this phone to the officer saying, we're not sure if it belongs to him or anybody else or whatever, but we found it laying over there. The cop takes this phone, walks over, kind of turns his body away from the crime scene and other people, pulls out a blue latex glove out of his pocket, puts the phone inside of the latex glove, puts the phone into his pocket in this latex glove.
What is he doing?
And that's when he proceeds to go up and check out the cars that were pulled off to the side of the road that were likely involved or might have seen what happened, witnesses essentially. And then he comes back. While he's examining all of the things in Isaac's pockets, he finds a passport, tons and tons of credit cards, ID, his hotel room key card with what room he was in so that they're able to go quickly check that and make sure that that's all cleared out, check for evidence. And they also find a phone, and as he's collecting all of this evidence and all these different cards, he pulls out a bag so that he can start, adding all of these things to the evidence bag that he's got. And this evidence bag he pulls out has a cell phone in it. There's no part of the video where we see that this officer puts that phone from the blue glove into an official evidence bag. So everybody is wondering, how on earth did this phone get in this bag? And is this some sort of cover-up? You also hear in this video that he was traveling with a bunch of his laundry, and he had his passport with all of his credit cards and all this stuff in his pockets. And so it kind of makes you wonder if he was maybe on the run.
Guy, the
and then if you
syringe?
couple that with the video that was filmed where it looks like he's not in his own home, not in his normal location, it seems like he's in a random spot. So maybe he was on the run from somebody or trying to avoid somebody or something. This is suspicious, to say the least.
Absolutely.
It's very weird. But this is strange enough. But if you add in the posts that were made by Tom Hanks just a little over a month prior in the same area where Kappy ended up being
it was a month before he died, was that post.
And with all of the accusations that he was making about Tom
they were
Hanks,
planning to do
it leads people to wonder if maybe there was something darker at play here. Now, there is a deep, dark rabbit hole available to all of you that you can check out in relation to Tom Hanks. And I, in the essence of time, didn't want to go through that. So I will kind of cover a little bit of it, but I didn't want to go fully into it because it's pretty deep. But there's another glove post that Tom Hanks had made.
I wish I had time to go full into it
too. Glove post he made
This
on
is
Route
the
66.
only connection
And this
that I've
post
made
was
to that
I think it
photo
was in
and the
2018.
glove.
But this post was of another glove on the side of the road.
Yeah.
But the glove isn't necessarily centered in the
glove
photo.
again.
In fact, it almost seems like
USA.
the more centered piece of the photo is this random text off to the side of the glove, which says SRC USA. Doesn't really mean much to me, doesn't mean anything to me, honestly.
Unless
Probably
you
to most
type it
people,
in the
doesn't mean
index.
anything. But I watched some interesting videos about this post, and I watched some interesting stuff about what SRC USA really means. And it took me down this rabbit hole of this Russian search engine. And obviously we use Google and other search engines.
This is
here,
weird, Rex.
like,
This is weird.
You know, what's the Bing search and things like that. But in Russia, they have their own search engine called Yandex. And that search engine is very similar to Google. In fact, the video I watched, they did very similar searches and showed that they pop up with very similar results. But they're obviously regulated because they're both privatized companies and they're both regulated differently. And so there's things that fly on Yandex that don't fly on Google. And Google's pretty well, you know, regulated. I think we can all safely assume it's a pretty well regulated site. You're not going to find any CP out there accidentally. You're not going to find random things that just pop up that you really shouldn't be seeing. It's a well regulated website search engine. In Russia, this Yandex search engine isn't necessarily
In Russia,
as regulated.
we regulate you.
And they know about these things, but for whatever reason, they choose not to regulate them. And so if you search SRC USA in this Yandex search engine, it brings up tons of unsolicited CP images. And so what is said is that this SRC USA is like a kind of like a code word, insider knowledge, insider information if you're involved in this whole
I don't even want to try
CP
that.
community.
I'm just going to believe it.
Definitely not. So like obviously that's why I didn't know about it. But if you are involved in it and you see that, then it's something that you kind of know and understand.
Why would Tom Hanks
this
post
is
a
quick
photo
way
like
for you
that?
to find uncensored, unregulated images online that you don't have to necessarily go through a dark web or go through any sort of
Why would Tom Hanks post a photo of something like that?
It just makes it easy. It's easily available basically with a simple basically Google search, but it's a Yandex search. And I don't recommend that you guys go searching that on Yandex. I just don't. That's not something you should do. I'm sure you will, but don't. And so honestly, there's a whole lot more going into that. But I didn't, like I said, in the essence of time, I really didn't want to get super deep into that rabbit hole because it was a pretty intense one and one that would have took me a lot more time to go through for you. But possible future episodes. Anyways,
I'm curious
the
about
other
this Tom
thing
Hanks
that was
rabbit hole.
really peculiar and that I still am like, there's no way. Like, that's just so weird. Like, everything seems so coincidental. But when you think of how many coincidences there are,
I don't believe in
so
coincidences no
strange.
more.
And if you look very closely at this picture here that Tom
Cappy.
Hanks took of that random glove off the side of historic Route 66.
There's the P.
And
I
you
can see it
notice
now.
near his elbow, there is a little bottle cap. And next to that bottle cap looks to be 2 footprints. And it also, some people say that it even looks like the bottle cap has a footprint over it, like it was pushed into the ground.
said.
And then you see the
And I
letter
thought
P
that one looked like an
on
E.
this cap P, Isaac Kappy, on the side of the road with the caption that says, "Historic Route 66, roadkill? I hope not. Such a strange post.
And you asked about the
what
splatter.
on earth, Tom
That
Hanks?
is not a
What the
coincidence.
fart, dude?" So, of course,
What the
the
fart,
internet
dude?
immediately turns on Tom Hanks. America's dad is now suddenly guilty of all
America's
of the
gross
things that
dad.
Isaac Kappy was accusing him of. Obviously, that is the reason why the comments were turned off on this post, because he was probably getting mad amounts of hate on this post.
still on Facebook.
People were accusing him likely of being responsible for Isaac Kappy's passing. And
Funny
that's
how he didn't
kind of
take the photo down, though.
The widely accepted, circulated theory that's going on is that this was maybe like a hit that was put out on Isaac because of these crazy accusations that he was making against Tom Hanks, Seth Green, all of these people. And honestly, he was starting to get a little out of control with it. He was even talking about Epstein, trying
Brackets
to
and
out
jackets.
Epstein. And you
Yeah, a
want
little
to
out
hear
of
another
control.
weird coincidence? Just a few months
He was
later,
too close
on
to the
July
truth, bro.
6th, 2019, Jeffrey Epstein is arrested on child trafficking charges. You can't make this stuff up. On August 10th, 2019, Jeffrey Epstein self-exited in his jail cell. So let's just go through a quick recap, you guys.
Did you see what I posted earlier today, Rex? They found a document of a press release in the Epstein files about him being found in his cell dead the day before it actually happened. I think I might have sent that to you.
that's
Check out my
crazy.
Instagram. I made the post about it. Rico made the post about it. But yeah, a document. It was a draft of the one that came out later about. They changed a couple of things, saying that he self-exited instead of being found unresponsive like the draft said in the original one. But it was clearly dated Friday, August 9th. But he died and was discovered dead on the 10th, which is further gives you proof that this guy is not dead. Or the other theory is they were going to kill him, and they killed him. But I'm more leaning towards the guy's still alive. I'm willing to take that extra leap that some people aren't willing to do.
Brackets and Jackets video, Epstein Island edition, May 10th. Random, weird, sad, live broadcast.
What day did Brackets and Jackets come out?
Quick recap, you guys. May 1st.
May 1st.
Brackets and Jackets
2019.
Video, Epstein Island edition, May 10th. Random, weird, sad, live broadcast on Periscope is posted where Kappy is talking about very cryptic, concerning, confusing things.
That's how
saying
honest
he did something really, really bad and talking about how he's probably not going to be around for much longer. Also releases an Instagram post talking about
what if he
how
went
he's
to the
made
cops
serious
about
mistakes and basically alluding to the fact that he
and they're like,
is thinking
shit, he
about
knows everything.
self-exiting.
We got to kill him.
However, he very clearly states in his live broadcast that he's not in any sort of headspace to self-exit. May 13th, he is found on historic Route 66 after being hit by an F-150 falling off the Transwestern Road Bridge in Belmont, Arizona. July 6th, Jeffrey Epstein arrested. August 10th, Jeffrey Epstein self-exits. What a strange timeline, you guys. It seems connected, it seems weird, and it feels nefarious. With the widespread acceptance that Epstein did not take his own life, it makes people believe that Kappy also did not take his own life. And it just leads to more questions than it does answers. And honestly, for real, it's extremely confusing.
It's so weird.
But all these coincidences, yet again, just seem too weird to just be coincidental. One thing that Isaac Kappy said religiously is that this is not something that's just isolated to Hollywood or isolated to politics. This is something that is widespread within the entire entertainment industry, music, Hollywood, politics, pretty much anybody within the wealthy elite. He says this is a widespread problem. And with all of the recent stories and things blowing up about Diddy being involved in very similar activities as Epstein was, it just makes you wonder, did he have something to do with Epstein? Did he have something to do with Isaac Kappy? Who was trying to keep these people from talking and getting the word out and spreading more information?
This is what we gotta understand here. I think the media wants to make you believe that it's just Epstein out there doing all this shit. It was only him and then Diddy. It was only those two guys doing all this. That's it. In the entire world. But that is so far from the fucking truth. There's got to be at least, I would bet, at least 50 different type of Jeffrey Epstein characters out there. All doing this shit. You know? This is just one of their connects. You know what I mean? It wasn't like Epstein was a source for all these guys to do this one thing all the time. He was one of them. There's got to be at least a few dozen, if not hundreds, of these type of characters running around with their fucking fingers and everything. This guy was just one of the most prominent, and got sloppy towards the end, man. Got too cocky, you know. But that's what we got to believe. That's what we got to remember. That this isn't just like a isolated incident, dude. This is something that's multi-layered. This isn't just Epstein. This is there's more people than just him out there doing exactly what he did. I guarantee it. It's a sleazy guarantee.
You know, it's a little unrelated, but like Squid Game, that's based off of like a real story of stuff that like not anything documented, but like, you know, that like, let's say urban legend out there.
Yeah, it was based off of like, I would say, urban legend's a good way to put it. But like, you know, Hollywood will always take based off of real events and then, you know, embellish the truth a bit to make a good movie or TV show out of it. But yes, I did remember hearing about that. There was kind of a real Squid Games thing that really did happen, where he was like doing similar things.
Yeah, this is right up there with, you know, like here, like he said, we're talking about CP, but like, you know,
they were hunting
it's
people
always
too.
been,
Like
yeah, that's what I was
Most
gonna say.
Dangerous
It's
Game,
always
that book.
been, it's always been
because of the things that he
high
knew
and mighty get entertainment off of
the because of people believing what he had to say. The final
this
news
is franchise
us that he posted on his Instagram,
dying
as well
or
as his
Hunger
final
Game
live
version, or
broadcast,
all of that
talks
shit's real for
extensively
their own
about
entertainment.
abusing substances and kind of getting lost.
We're just
in
going,
the darkness,
bro. We're
but
just
it leads a
fucking
lot of
cattle
people
to these
wonder
people.
if maybe he was going through an intense schizophrenic break. Maybe he was, you know, coming off of substances and had been abusing them for a while and finally had a schizophrenic break.
I'm not going to put it past him that he was probably on drugs, but that's probably because he was coping with the truth that he was fucking getting,
and act this way. And a
you
lot
know,
of
seeing
people
in
think
front
that
of
maybe
his
he
eyes.
just had mental health issues and was struggling with substance abuse.
Both
However,
answers
I
are
looked
right.
really hard to try and find any sort of proof that he was actually abusing
But
substances.
again, I don't know if he was
and
or
I
not.
could not find any.
I
There's
can't
no
find
official
proof
reports saying that he abused
he was on
them.
that
There was
shit.
no toxicology that
Exactly.
showed that he had anything in his
But
system.
I can find proof that
really,
he knew
we're
what he was
just
talking
left
about.
to speculate.
It's coming
The
out
one
right
thing
in
I
front of
will
our
say
faces
is that
now.
in a lot of
It
his
just took
live
7 years.
broadcasts before his final ones, you can see that he is
Yeah.
definitely, he seems like he's on something. His eyes have these really dark red circles around him.
Right.
His eyes are huge, like super
I'm not going to put it past him
big,
that he was on drugs,
and
but
his
that
pupils
doesn't
are
discredit
dilated,
anything
and
he
he's
was
always
saying.
wearing those goofy sunglasses, which is what you usually do if you're trying to hide the fact that your eyes are messed up a little bit. And so it led me to believe that maybe he was using like the white powder or something. And on top of that, I mean, I'm really skinny, so I can't say this, that's like as a judgment, but like typically when somebody is extremely skinny, it's because they struggle with some sort of substance issue or some sort of addiction issue. And so that could have been an indication of that.
This shit's so weird. Look at him sitting there.
Look at that video again. Like he looked like he was skin and bones in that video
Bro.
of him sitting on the edge of the bridge.
Wearing all white.
Truly. But the thing that was so strange
like he
for me
knew
was
he was
that
gonna die that
just,
day.
Such a whistleblower. He was so vocal and open and
think
so
he got
come and get
brainwashed?
me and just
I don't
like,
know, man.
you guys can't take me out. Try. Like he was so
I know they
gung-ho,
can, like,
and then
Manchurian
literally
candidate
the week
people.
before he self-exits.
Well, I'm
he suddenly
wondering,
is a
like,
completely different person.
if he
Something
was,
had
let's say,
happened
faded enough to where like it was an accident, like he just walked into the street.
I want to know what the
Is that
catalyst
part
was.
of, you know,
I
the
couldn't quite
conspiracy
figure it
too?
out.
Like,
But
why
if you
was
think about it,
he
without these final posts,
have so
without that
much?
final
Why did he take
broadcast,
so much?
his
What
passing would have
was his
been
purpose for
very
needing that
suspicious
escape?
and very curious,
And probably
But if you throw in these
uncharacteristically.
two posts that make him look like he was,
And there was no, like,
kind of
I
having a
guess,
mental
toxicology
breakdown and
report
might
or
have
anything
been
like that?
on
Like,
the
there was
verge of
no,
self-exiting
like,
anyways,
check his
then
blood,
it
you
just
know, all
leaves
that, you know?
everybody confused and wondering or arguing even over what actually happened. Half the camp
Or
believes
even
that something
autopsy
nefarious
report.
happened, and the
You know,
other half the
obviously
camp
there
believes that he
probably
was
would have
just in
been
the
buried
depths
if there
of a
were,
mental health
but
struggle and had lost himself to substance abuse and finally just couldn't take it anymore. And in typical fashion, we've reached the end of our story with more questions than answers and probably more confusion.
Here's
or
the
it could have
thing,
been one
though.
of those things.
It's just something we won't look up. We won't go into because it's quite long. But if you are more curious, Rex, on this, I highly suggest you, if you got some time on your hands, to check this video out. I'm going to show you. This one right here. We're not going to go into all of it, but
kind. My name is Aaron.
Oh,
this,
well, something like I was just gonna say real quick is like, you
No, it's not
know,
this guy.
if he was a user or anything, you know, it would be so easy to unalive him, making it look like it was just another regular OD type thing, you know? Like, oh, he was just shooting up heroin when really it was, you know, poison or whatever.
that too.
And then
You
and
can
then
decide
just
to
like,
figure out what drugs he was like self-medicating with, and then
And just like we saw the cop, you know, being able to disclose or get rid of evidence or whatever, you know, we never saw the phone. We don't know what to think, you know. Where did it go?
Trying to find this podcast, but like, god damn it, I thought that top video was the one, but there's like a podcast of this person invited somebody that I think I told you about this a little earlier in the stream, but they invited somebody on that was with Cappy like in the last month of his life, saying that he was very paranoid about people trying to get him and kill him, and but she said that he was sober and sane the entire time. She's the one that said they were confirming that like they heard reports of the guy who hit the dude with the truck, and he said that there was like cardboard box over his body, like his body was already there before he got hit, to make it look like almost like they were trying to make somebody hit him with the car to make it look like he fell off the bridge, something like that. And like they had like testimony saying like I was there at that time and I did not see anybody fall or jump or the traffic get stopped or nothing like that. So I just don't know where the fuck it is though. Was it on YouTube? I'm trying to remember now. I swear I remember watching the video of this whole thing. God, I swear it was on YouTube. So let's try interview with friend of Isaac Kappy. I feel like if I saw their face, I'd know exactly what. No. I would know exactly what it would be if I saw the faces of the people. God damn it, what was it? I swear it was like a bald guy and his wife talking about they deep dived on like the whole thing because it never sat right with them, knowing like they knew him personally. And they're like, there's no way he did this shit. And they like really shed some light on his state of mind at the time that he was all this shit was going on. Man, what the... I don't maybe it's scrubbed from the internet at this point.
So I was just thinking. Okay,
Isaac Kappy's last moments.
Yeah, that's what I was say. Like friends last month, weeks, days with podcast.
This one right here.
We all have our little niche in this war, you know.
Oh, see, I'm already at the end here. But Sean Atwood, Isaac Kappy story, Phoenix Enigma, podcast 801, Hollywood actor, whistleblower's tragic fate. This chick in this, so this guy is married to this chick, and this chick was like, basically, like nursing him in his last few months, or like helping him kind of get through the last few months, because I don't quite remember how they knew each other, but let's see them most replayed.
Information in. I had the idea for the mind map, okay, but a number of people contributed to that. I just want to let that be known. This isn't all my research, and other people. Some of them wanted to remain anonymous for obvious reasons. They don't want crosshairs on their forehead. But this was a collaborative effort, and credit where it's due. So the mind map is mine. I did build it. I did decide that we needed to put it into the...
Let me see the beginning.
The window, every time he heard a car pass, he would look out the back window. He'd run down the hall and check his bedroom window. He was terrified.
I believe someone followed him and either put a BB under his tire cap and screwed it down so it was going low, or took a valve stem wrench and eked it out a little bit so it would lose air. And as he's doing 75, 80 miles an hour on the road, it's going to heat up and it's going to blow, and he's going to pull over. And they could have stranded him strategically between Williams and Belmont. And anyway, he was there. He then, according to the night manager, he then at 7:11 in the morning, he saw Isaac walking towards the bridge. And then the next thing we see is at 7:22, I believe it is, on the dash cam from the Camp Navajo. You see the Camp Navajo come by, and it's really creepy. And let me tell you the story about that dash cam. Because people said, "Oh, Corey put this out and expects everybody to believe it." No, here's what happened. I received a 17-second clip from his mother and said, "Here, you might want to see this." And it was someone had taken their phone. One of the officers took their phone and they recorded the dash cam video for 17 seconds on the screen and then sent that to her. It is a reward and punishment system. They get you in there, they make you do something on camera, or you think you're doing something, no one's recording it. They come to you and say, "Hey, listen, we found this last night. This tape's pretty damning, but don't worry, we can protect you. We just need you to We just need you to vote yes on that new Pfizer thing coming out.
Huge thank you to you, the viewers, for helping us get to over 1 million subscribers. If you've not subscribed yet,
It's a 3-hour
please hit the subscribe
podcast.
button.
It's a long one.
Helps us get great
I'm
guests
trying to get
and
to
keep
like the
doing
good
this
parts.
hard-hitting content.
Before the podcast, there's a little.
Go to the Grand Canyon,
Wow,
come out the east
that's
exit down to the
interesting.
Navajo res and home. The next day, because I'm involved in
you
could edit that
Flagstaff,
down.
Arizona,
yeah,
right on I-40, and I picked up a group of 6, and I was heading towards Williams to cut up to 64 to go to the Grand Canyon. I passed right under the Transwestern Bridge. It's true. I got proof. I was working. I got, I made sure I got that, because since then people have accused me of being in on the murder and the conspiracy and all this BS and jazz and disinformation and misdirection. But I can prove where I was. I can prove what I was doing. I can prove where I woke up. I can prove where I picked up the vehicle, all of that. There are records, and I have testimony from somebody.
I can't stop looking
one
at
of
the little braids in his
I
beard.
contract with. When I was going under
about to say,
there,
aren't
nothing was
they
out of the ordinary.
ugly?
Everything was just
They're
as
just
it was
flopping
every
around.
day. So I go to the Grand Canyon, come out the east exit, down to the Navajo res and home. The next day, because I'm involved in
They look like little
mystery
antennas.
and
They do.
de-occulting, and
Upside down.
did go into
Like if they
the
keep moving
Epstein,
apart from his beard.
Hollywood, DC connection, all that stuff. Because I was involved in that, the next day my phone blew up.
He's a
in the morning.
Balchinian.
And they said, "Oh my God, Corey, Isaac Kappy died." And I'm like, "Who?" They're like, "Isaac Kappy." I'm like, "I don't." Hold on. They go, the guy with the hair, right? That's what you always say. The guy with the hair. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I remember." Because I'd watched like 2 short videos, and I'm thinking, "Is this guy on drugs? Is this guy crazy? Is he a failed actor?" I had all the same questions, and I said, "No kidding." And I said, "Where'd he die?" They go, "Up in Belmont." I said, "Belmont? I was there yesterday." And I pulled up the TMZ. I'm like, and it said that it was open by like 10:30. I'm like, no. I was under that bridge at 9:26, like give or take 5 minutes. I'm just kind of where I pinned it. I said I was there, and there was no backed up traffic. There was no fire trucks. There was no ambulance. There was no.
He said he was
no
there,
vehicles.
and
There was
nothing
nothing.
happened.
When you have an event where they block down I-40, okay, you're talking miles and miles and miles. It takes a while to undo that. When you're talking a suicide,
He said he
especially
drove
of the
through that
magnitude
shit
that we all thought, we all
around the
assumed
same
they were
time.
going to investigate with Isaac Kappy being involved in an underground social media event called Unseal Epstein. That's what he was doing when he died. With the allegations they made, you'd think they would have like just kept it locked off, right? And did some investigating. Nope. Within 15 minutes, it was deemed a suicide. Within 3 hours, the whole entire thing was completely done. But I can tell you by 9:26, when I rolled under there was no emergency vehicles anywhere that I saw.
That's quick
or
clean
that
up.
any other guide saw for that day that I asked. So I made a video about that. And I said, guys, I don't know what's going on here. This is really weird, but I was there yesterday. What's being said here didn't ask. Besides, that bridge is like 22 feet. If you're going to commit the Grand Canyon's, half an hour north, you can do it right. You
20
jump
feet.
off a 22-foot overpass. That'll make a damn bit of sense. And
That's
so
true,
I made that.
dude. Why
2
jump
days later,
20?
I was
That's
contacted
nothing.
by a close friend of his who spent some time with him and said, I'm on the phone with the sheriff's office, with DPS, with the county medical. No one's answering anything. No one's calling back. I don't know what to do. I saw you made the video. Can you look into it for me? And I said, yeah, I guess. So I started making some phone calls, and I got a phone call back. And it was from this girl that worked at the pilot station right there in Belmont. And I said, hey, I heard you want to get in touch with me. She goes, are you researching this? Or I said, yeah, I guess. Yeah, what's up? She goes, I know the guy that jumped. I said, what do you mean you know him? And she said, he was here. He's been here for like the last 3 weeks since I've been working here. I said, she goes, yeah, he was the homeless guy. I'm like, no, his name is Isaac Kappy. He was living in over in Apple Valley, California. She goes, no, he's the homeless guy. I told the cops about it. I said, can I call you back when you're after work so we can talk about this? So I had about 2 conversations with her. I did record them, and I asked her if I could play the recording, and she says absolutely. And then she got scared, and I can't get a hold of her anymore. I've tried. Her number is now someone else's. She was concerned at the time, but here's what she told me. She told me that she'd been working there for 3 weeks. Isaac, the guy that jumped was there. He'd come and buy cigarettes and beer all throughout the day. He was sleeping behind the pilot truck stop with a dog, and the morning of on Friday? On Saturday, I think it was. Saturday, it was. Or Sunday. I'm sorry, Sunday. Well, on Friday, he came into the store and told her, and that was the day Isaac cut his last Periscope video, where he said, remember where it's the infamous video where I betrayed I and made believe I'm the Judas, blah, 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 blah. That's the day that this guy came in and said, you know, I can't make it anymore. I just want to end it. I think I'm going to end it. And she got him a shower in there and whatever else. So on the day Isaac made this is the day that this guy told her that he was going to end it. She saw him the next day on Saturday. And then Sunday, she saw him as well. And that's the last she saw of him. She saw in the evening on Sunday him walk out to the overpass. And he usually sat right down below the McDonald's sign and begged for money or had a sign. And that's where he was at.
So is the homeless guy Cappy or what?
I got into the community in Belmont and I found 8 other people that said, yeah, the homeless guy committed suicide. Okay. So
what?
All that being said, Isaac rolls into town, into Belmont. His tire goes flat, right? On 1:30 in the morning on Monday morning in Belmont. Well, this guy that everyone's seen there, he was last seen in the evening of Sunday just before Isaac shows up. And they're dead ringers for each other. Everyone in the Facebook neighborhood
look like each other?
Chat group thing was saying that the homeless guy committed suicide. Well, I talked to 3 of those people there and her. I showed them all pictures. And they're like, that's him. That's the guy that I said, no, this is Isaac Kappy. They said, no, it's him. I said, how long has he been here? They said, since February. So I'm like, this is really intriguing.
What?
So that's when I really dug into it. And I spent the next 4 or 5 months. We can get into any aspect of this that you want to. On your end, if you pull up the Isaac Kappy Mind Map, and you can jump around there and ask me whatever questions that you want in there. For the rest of you guys, if you want to follow along with this interview, go to my website, The Phoenix Enigma, E-N-I-G-M-A, thephoenixenigma.com. Scroll down about halfway down, and you'll see, say, the Isaac Kappy Mind Map, or you can just type in the Isaac Kappy Mind Map. Click on it. Click on the thing that it'll pull up a Visme interactive mind map. Okay, that's not like the P movement map. Okay, this one's interactive. Every box you click on opens up. There are testimonies, there are recordings, there are video in there. There is PDF files, completely interactive. Download it, share it, whatever you want with it. I put it out there for
hell of a
everyone
rabbit hole here
to see and have for transparency. Okay, that's what this has always been about. You'll also notice that
I know. I was like, he was shamelessly plugging his website, his social.
We have not. Some people will send us donations and whatnot. Nothing is monetized, or there's no ad revenue made on the Isaac Kappy. We took time out of our lives to do this for the people who loved Isaac, and you'll learn more about that later. But you can follow along there. You can check it out. A lot of people, I'm surprised, don't know the Isaac Kappy Mind Map exists, even though it's been out since last September. It is a repository of tons of information, and then there's other people have done quite a bit of info too.
Hold on, we're gonna shut this guy up quick. We're just gonna click on this shit. All right, cardboard gate. This is this shit I was talking about before. Do you click on this, or what, how does this work?
Something, either the
copy link. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Sure. Cardboard gate. Perhaps the most frustrating and simultaneously bizarre aspect of the entire investigation, as pertains to the Trans-Western Overpass incident itself, is that of the testimony provided to me by Scott Proctor. Specifically the portion of his testimony where he states the cardboard covering Isaac Kappy's body when his truck struck him. I can't remember all this shit from this interview. Scott didn't simply tell me that there was cardboard covering Isaac's body when he ran him over. He told me that after he pulled his vehicle over and walked back to the overpass, another witness at the scene was placing the cardboard back over the body after he got hit. More than this, However, Scott provided yet more details. He said Scott was the guy that supposedly hit him with the truck. He said that he saw one of Isaac's legs sticking out from the cardboard. Scott not only told me this on 2 separate occasions, but also recounted the same story the first witness I interviewed a couple days prior after speaking to him. He also had details about his thought process of the cardboard box, which he believed he saw covering Isaac's body as he unavoidably drove his Ford 150 over it. Scott told me that he approached the overpass. He was in the right-hand lane, 2 vehicles in front of him, moved to the left. He said it was at the point he saw about 18 people or so. What? At that point, he saw 18 people or so on top of the overpass, waving their hands. He told me his first thought was that there was a protest going on. That sounds about right. It was then he saw a large piece of cardboard lying on the road for some reason. He thought it might be a box of kittens. What? Why? What? Okay. He said he did his best to avoid hitting it, but it was too late to swerve and miss it entirely. He stated that he believed he ran over a box or something in or under it. My problem with simply discounting Scott's story is that there are so many details to it. Couple this with the fact that the story has never changed and the details have remained identical. Add this to my first witness testimony below when Scott recounted the story of the cardboard to her. And now we have Scott on 3 separate occasions saying the same thing. That being said, he never mentioned any of this in writing statement to DPS. And the statements about the cardboard are not mentioned by any other officers or witnessing at any time, nor seen on any body cam footage of the scene. That's so weird, dude. Why would he lie about that? Or maybe he did tell it to the fucking cops and the cops just failed to mention it because they could have been bought and paid for by the right people. It's super weird, dude. It's possible that the trauma and guilt induced by unavoidably running over another human being caused his mind to invent the cardboard as a way to block it out, having to react to the event in his mind over and over. After all, it would be so much easier to live with the belief that not only you had no choice by not being able to avoid the incident, but that you didn't even know what you were running over during the incident due to it being covered. I don't know, man. Should we just make something like that up? But if Scott's mind did create this fiction, he simply didn't mentally place a piece of cardboard over the body in his mind during the moment of the incident. No. His mind created the following scenario, which he recounted on 3 separate occasions nearly 2 months apart. Yeah, you'd think he'd forget that detail if you're just making it up in the moment. I don't know. He ran over what looked like a piece of cardboard in the road. 2, he thought the cardboard box was kittens because it looked like a protest going on top of the overpass due to what looked like around 18 people all waving their arms to oncoming traffics. After he pulled over, he walked back and observed another witness placing the cardboard body or box on top of the body again. What the fuck is that about? He then observed one of Isaac's legs sticking out from under the piece of cardboard. 5, he witnessed the fire department pull the cardboard off of his body and begin life-saving procedures. Like, what? I don't understand. What in the fuck, dude? That's the first thing I clicked on. We got the homeless man account. We just kind of went over that. Timelines, police response. Isaac's last week. Isaac's Periscope video collections. Damn, they got them all. There's the dead man switch. That's a post that came out on his fucking Twitter, the little girls in the fucking bathhouse thing. And we're not going to do that because it's for streaming purposes. We're not going to play that. Last Periscope, alleged dead man switch. The alleged one and then the real one? Oh, well, I'll do that after the stream. Last Instagram video. What's the last Instagram video? Can you play it? Just stills. I watched Isaac Kappy's last Instagram video. He indeed called vegan Mikey a scammer and some other shit I can't remember. The proof is in the screenshot. There's a woman bitching because she sent vegan Mikey money after Kappy called him out. Kappy also said he gave vegan Mikey like more than $40,000. It reveals a lot of shit. Like he wasn't wearing a fucking jean jacket. What? I wish they had the fucking post. The last live stream of any kind Isaac conducted, and he did so while driving from Apple Valley to Arizona. The live stream began sometime around 7:15 and around 8. Okay. There's only a handful of screenshots taken from the thing. I don't know why he's calling it a live stream. It's a live stream. Live stream, he's calling it. The bits and pieces of testimony. The night manager at Days Inn Hotel also described him as tweaking or twitching. Oh, this is the critical. Okay. This is critical because a few hours later he would be described as anxious while purchasing cigarettes at the Love Station in Williams. Eyewitnesses to the live instrument state the live stream to be heavier repeat of Friday's Periscope, wherein he spoke more about being Judas and apologizing for his betrayal. What did he do, man? He also spent quite a bit of the stream making amends with people and explaining actions regarding social media affairs. Multiple people reported that Isaac started the live stream that he believed the vegan Mikey was a drug addict. Well, Paul had to call him the Cattle Black, it seems. Witnesses that they believed Isaac was also told me they believed seemed to be in a state of controlled panic. As well as controlled panic, what does that mean? As well as he was pulling his hair the whole time, and most of it had been straightened by the end of the day stream. This would have dovetailed with Gio's programmer friend description of the phone he had immediately after. Gio stated that Isaac was out of his mind and wasn't the same Isaac he knew. There's a very sad thing I would like to note in regards to the Instagram Live, which may or may not have had an effect on Isaac during the last day of his life and maybe contributed to the final decisions he may have made. In the last live stream Instagrams, Isaac was answering questions to his viewers who was streaming and driving. That's a very dangerous thing to do. The tone of the stream was Isaac making amends with people he had hurt. He's still confessing for his betrayal, was openly comparing himself to Judas. Weird. Isaac was pouring his heart out, telling everybody he was about to die one way or another. Jesus. He knew his time was short. Still, during the feed, people were asking him if they were in danger. If he had doxed them. Put yourself in Isaac's shoes for a moment. Where he was in the moment, everything he had been through, and where he was going. He was trying to bring closure before whatever was about to fall on him fell. What the fuck? Ritual, occult, and numerology? Oh boy. Isaac interviews, Isaac's missions, his final letter. Trying to figure out where to go here. The Tom Hanks stuff. I'm sure we can dive into that sometime. Seth Green, Tyler Shields, I don't know who that is. Accused pedos, pedophilia, brown stunning. There's that vegan Mikey guy. Famalam. That's Famalam. I think it's click it. Whoa, Black Betty, Famalam. What is the Famalam? To say that the formation of Isaac Kappy's Famalam Burguesa was an organic event is an understatement. Once his broadcast his initial periscope, the seed was planted that would grow into the Fambalam Burguesa, or Fambalam for short. What is the Fambalam? It's a close-knit group of people that either reached out to Isaac or he reached out to them during the genesis of his movement to shine the bright white light into every corner of Hollywood, to expose the culture of pedophilia and abuse of children, and to name names that were exposed. Their purpose was to help Isaac educate others that had no idea of what was going on right in front of them for decades, if not centuries. It could be fucking centuries, dude. Straight up. And to reach out to survivors of abuse. Alright, so that was like his kind of like his group. His fans. I'm gonna favorite this thing too. I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna bookmark this. Do some research off the books too, because probably should wrap up the stream pretty quick too. We're at the 3-hour mark. I gotta get to bed at some point in my life. Bookmark this though. Does that work? Yep. Okay, good. Don't want to forget this. So I'll probably have to search some things off stream just because I'll probably get into some crazy shit. Like, I don't even want to click on Tom Hanks. And the Transwestern Overpass videos and photos. I'm sure they have photos of his death, like I said, that I found. Like of his dead body, because they do have photos on that on the internet. As gruesome as it is, I do kind of want to check it out again to see if I still the same gut reaction as it did before, thinking this is not really a dead body and that I'm seeing. Or maybe not even him, it could have been the homeless man. I don't know. Evidence, eyewitness testimonies, official reports, scene, photos, and recordings. That's probably where it's at. Emergency dispatch recordings, phone calls. We don't have time for all this shit, but man, we could do a part 2 on this, dude. Holy crap. Voodoo Donuts? What's that got to do with this? Nexium cult? He was exposed in the Nexium? You know about that, right? You remember that? Did you watch Smallville? The Superman TV show?
Yeah.
The chick that's in it, she was in the cult called Nexium, where they would like brand this guy's initials on their skin. It was a bunch of girls basically, but the guy who was running it looked like a fucking dweeb. I don't know how he became a cult leader, but he was touted as some guru type guy. God, I can't remember what his fucking name is. Let's just click on Nexium. But yeah, it was kind of a big deal a couple of years ago. American multi-level marketing company based in Albany, New York, that offered personal and professional development, sermons through executive success programs. The company's been described as a cult, and the pyramid scheme also been alleged to recruiting platforms for secret society, the DOS, or the VOW, in which women were branded and forced into sexual slaveries. The founder, Keith Raniere, that's his goddamn name. Fucking dweeb. I don't know how he got this, but Allison Mack was the actress that was in this thing. Were arrested and indicted federal charges related to this damn cult, including sex trafficking. 5 people associated with Nexium, co-founder, had pled guilty to various charges. Raniere's federal trial began May 7th. He was convicted of sex trafficking and racketeering. Yeah, that's a whole thing too, dude. The Nexium cult was a thing.
Wow.
There's the Q. JFK Jr. Oh, I thought he's still alive or some shit. He's the John F. Kennedy Jr. He died in a plane crash, in a very suspicious plane crash, and the QAnon people thought that he actually didn't die from the plane crash and he's going to come back to like expose the political elites. I don't think that's going to happen though. I think that's just a red herring. But he did die very mysteriously. The guy who was flying it was like the Kobe Bryant helicopter thing. It reminded me of. The guy who was flying was I think on a lot of drugs. I looked into it one day. It was many years ago. But I think like the emergency fuel gauge was like shut off or something completely, or some weird shit went on. Okay, I'm gonna have to click it. I'm going to click it.
Crazy.
Isaac was not only a diehard believer in the Q movement, but subscribed to the idea that JFK Jr. was still alive and well, a popular belief among many QAnons. Although there was no direct evidence, it's widely believed that Isaac was in communication with someone in U.S. intelligence. I mean, to know what the fuck he knew, I can't put it past that he had a whistleblower on the inside, dude. To give him these drops, like, to expose as many people as he did before any of this came out, it's incredible. You had to have some prior. There's no internet rabbit hole that you can find that information on that early in the game. I don't know. It feels like he had somebody on the inside working with him. This is the person he most likely betrayed. Oh. Do you think that's what happened? He betrayed the guy, his connect? Is that why he said he did something really bad? He was in communication with someone in U.S. intelligence to whom he was providing information. This is the person he most likely betrayed. The level of personal involvement plus his faith in the Q movement led him to believe in deep aspects of the movement, specifically the return of JFK Jr. This belief, like the Q movement, borders on religion. Yeah, it's a little much. Again, the Q movement, their hearts were in the right place, but they trusted the wrong sources. They definitely trust the wrong people. I take that back. It is religious. It is seated firmly inside the camp of evangelical political right in the U.S. Yeah, where it literally becomes a religious extension. Yeah, I can see that. In like Christianity, the JFK Jr. beliefs bears an archetypal hallmarks of the Christian Savior. Yeah, specifically resurrection. Yeah, very true. That's probably where the idea came from. Isaac was among those who believed JFK Jr. returning. He even mentioned as much as his last Periscope, where he said he was going to miss the return. John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. was an American lawyer, journalist, magazine publisher. He was the son of JFK, First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy, and younger brother of Carolyn Kennedy. His father was assassinated 3 days before his third birthday. Whoa. 3 days before his third birthday? 33, dude. 33 comes up in all these Freemason ritual things. Anyways, that's a weird coincidence for Rico. Beyond his childhood years, the White House Kennedy was subject of media scrutiny, became a popular social figure in Manhattan, trained as a lawyer. He worked in New York to assist New York City assistant or district attorney for almost 4 years. In 1995, he launched George Magazine, using his political and celebrity status to publicize it. He died in a plane crash in 1999 at age 38. Within the Q movement, there's a faction who believes Jr. is not truly dead, hiding out in protective custody, awaiting the complete arrest and prosecution of those in the Hillary Clinton Justice Department, Deep State, and Intelligence Services. It's widely believed that Hillary Clinton had everything to do with the death and attempted murder of JFK Jr. in 1999. With JFK Jr. out of the way, she could easily take the NY State Senate race, as she did. If JFK Jr. would have lived and begun assuming political power and influence, the Clintons wouldn't have made it as far as they did, and certainly not for as long as they did. JFK Jr. had a straight shot to the presidency and most likely would have made it. I would say that's true. I mean, people loved JFK so much, even though he had some skeletons in his closet, but I think most people didn't know about that at the time, so I could definitely see that they would vote for this guy. Isaac's letter posted on his Instagram account was signed July 4th, 2019, Return the King, Return the Light. Many people thought that JFK Jr. would make its grand reappearance at Trump's 4th of July event, D.C. Obviously, this didn't happen, but believers still think he's alive and still be coming out soon to continue his political career. I think we can give up on that one. Let that one rest, guys. I don't think he's coming back, man. Interesting, though. There's Epstein, Mossad, Zionism, yep. CIA, Washington, Trump. Remote viewing, dude. Yeah, dude, the CIA was all in the remote viewing. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy shit. They were very interested in people's psychic abilities. That Stranger Things shit, they were treating it like it was real, and that makes me think it could be real. Because if the CIA is looking into things that deeply, there's got to be some evidence of it, you know? What's this 5D Earth belief?
Fifth dimension. I'm assuming.
Oh my god, I gotta click on that. I'm too curious. This is, oh god, I need to go to bed, but god damn it. Wait, is this dead link? Oh, thank god. What is this about? During the course of our investigation, our research team kept being led to a subject religion organization called 5D Earth Belief. It seems that many Hollywood actors and Hollywood elite are involved with this new cult and openly practice it. Huh. This belief system is basically the late 1900s New Age movement rewrapped in 2019 packaging, marketed to a new generation and redeployed. The difference is that it concentrates extremely heavily on meditation and employs much of the systems and protocol of remote viewing. In fact, it's safe to say that this is a religious embodiment of remote viewing technologies. There doesn't appear to be any centralized church, official organization, or even logo. It also appears to be a system of beliefs cloaked in formlessness. There is some component of structure, however, in this aspect, like terrorist cells, minus the violence and killing. People who are involved with this belief system set up their own websites, cells, and teach it to others. I'm willing to bet, however, that the more popular of the sites are the ones pushing it foundationally. I have no idea what the fuck any of that meant. We got an update. It's now obvious that a significant portion of the Q community has been diverted and herded into the 5D movement. Yeah, of course, they got fucking psyops, bro. I not only believe that this was planned from the beginning, but I believe operations were in play for this when Isaac was still alive. Not only Isaac was a true believer in the Q psyop, unfortunately, he got suckered into it too. Even someone as on the nuts with this shit as Isaac was, he still got wrapped into the Q movement, dude. But he was early to be involved with 5D. Either that... My dog's doing the funny, weird noises. Either that or he was a bad actor all along and was being used to lead patriots and social media research activists and fighters of child trafficking into a controlled space where they would be rendered inert. That's probably what this was all about, dude. He said it right there. All these people with good intentions, good hearts, and just wanting to stop all this shit, he led them into a hole where they really couldn't do anything about it. You hear that shit?
Mm-hmm.
That's loud. Finny, you okay, buddy? Finn?
Is he asleep?
Yeah, he does this thing where he goes when he's like sleeping. He has like bad dreams. It sounds like bubbles or something popping. There's June. June's waking up from it. Hi, girl. Oh, it's my sister's dog. It's June. It's June.
I saw like a split second cameo and I was like, Finn has that much white on him?
Nope, that's Logan's sister's dog. Not mine. You know, Rico has no family. Anyways, it was at this point social media began wiping out anything Q related from every post, where the FBI began nationwide dragnet to arrest anyone who was at the Capitol on January 6th. That was all planned too. This was planned catalyst that planted shill social media influencers that were waiting for it. It was at this point they dragged the bulk of the Q movement into the world of 5D. Mission complete. Welcome to the fifth dimension. It seems to me that 5D Earth Belief religious movement is the social networking arm of a remote viewing recurring agenda. I'm sure there are other parallel agendas, operational goals within the movement, but the fact it has metastasized into Hollywood at the rate it has speaks to the presence of directed it. In this way, it has a lot to do with in common with Nexium. Huh. Okay. Same hallmarks as Scientology minus the extremely structured hierarchy. One could consider it as the little hippie brother to the Scientology cult that they love to transcendental Eastern vocabulary. Energy, consciousness, joy, freedom, compassion, spiritual wisdom, frequency, vibration, harmony, oneness. Does that sound like a new age movement? Ooh, the dark side of 5D. Through this course investigation, our research found tweets, Twitter map corrections, text messages, recorded conversations, Instagram posted true, definite connections between Hollywood and the 5D Earth belief system. Without a doubt, there's a very dark side of 5D Earth belief, whereas the majority of people involved seem to be people looking for spiritual meaning in the path. There are definite cliques within the system which concentrate primarily on the mechanical aspects of remote viewing within belief system. These people have found each other and migrated outside the primary belief system groups to form networks where they appear to have been recruited and are currently operating. Our research team found a nexus point between Hollywood, remote viewing, 5D Earth belief, and the government intelligence agency. The nexus point was Twitter, where we found profiles of influential people engaging in threads actively coordinating psychic attacks. Related Twitter accounts were used solely for reporting back results, while other accounts were used for socializing, bragging, and coded shop talk. These tweets were heavily wrapped in remote viewing, jargon, numerology, and occultism. Nearly all connections tracked back to either DC or Hollywood. It just sounds like a co-opted movement. Most fucking things in life are. It's like 5D shit. Yeah, it is like 5 dimension. Like they're trying to like operate in the 2 higher dimensions above it, because the 4th dimension is time, right? What's the 5th dimension, right? What is the 5th dimension? Past, present, and future. It's like the multiverse. I don't know, because there's supposed to be 12 dimensions, right? So according to science, there's like 9 or 10 or 12. I remember somebody was like going deep on Rick and Morty, like some film theory or something about it, and they're saying that Rick is basically a 9th dimensional creature because he has all these damn abilities and time travel abilities, superpowers. He's basically one step removed from God, which is like a 10D being, dimensional being, something like that. But I don't even know what 5D would be.
I have no idea. This is definitely cause for continuation. Look at the egg.
Oh my god. Yeah, this is over my head. This is too out there. It makes me hurt my head. But my god, I'm gonna start looking more into this. LARPing, gang stalking, and social media chaos theories. Look at all this shit I can research, bro. We might have to do a part 2, or we just go off of this shit, but we're gonna have to say that for another time. I think we need to wrap this up. We're at 3.5 hours. So, what do you think about Isaac Kappy? Was he onto something, but then he just got maybe he realized that he got psyoped at the end of it, where he was talking about the real shit, but maybe betrayed that U.S. intelligence guy, and did something very bad. Maybe he, I don't know, found out that Q was a psyop, and he got really sad about the things that he believed wholeheartedly were also part of the fucking psyop that he was uncovering. I don't know. So many mysteries still, dude. We just it's a mystery wrapped in an enigma, ain't it?
Yeah.
Hell of a rabbit hole, dude. But this guy was ahead of his time, dude. He knew a lot about a lot of things, but unfortunately, it seemed like he got sucked into the Q part.
Yeah.
He was so close. Man, I don't even know what half these things are, and I'm gonna have to really look into this. I'm obsessed. Alright, well, we better leave things off here. Get ready for beddy times. This was Rico Sleaze. Thanks, Mr. Rex, for jumping down the rabbit hole with Rico. This is probably the best episode of ConspiraSleaze yet. The most profound, deepest, widest cut. Who knows where this thing went? I did not think we were gonna get to this whole mind map at the end of it. That's pretty crazy. We just got into an even deeper rabbit hole at the end of this thing. My only plan was to show you a couple Instagram videos and then that one YouTube video. And look where we are, dude. This is what happens when you go deep down the rabbit hole. It's got no bottom. There's no bottom to it, dude. And you have to like force yourself out of it, dude. It's crazies. But we better sign things off here. Thanks for watching, everybody's. This will be on YouTube as well. I'll upload it later. Good night. I'll probably make some highlight clips to it later too. But this is only Rico. Hello, goodbye, good night. Wait, my catchphrase. Keep it easy and stay sleazy. That's right. Good night.